to the stream. What's up, everybody? How you doing out there in YouTube land and Twitch land? We are ready to get this party started. Is this a party? I mean, like, I don't know. This would be kind of a weird party where like anywhere from like 40 to 75 people sit around typing and listening to one guy talk. It's a concept. Like, what would that be? How it streams in person? Like, you hear IRL streams and you might think that's what that is. It's not. It's not what. That's not what that is. But what's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I am Brayathorn, as you might know, maybe, and I am tired, as you might not know, but probably have guessed, but for a different reason this time. I drove a lot in the last 24 hours or so. A lot of driving, many hours. But I'm back. I made it on time, and we're good. And yeah. Now you might be like, Bray, why did you drive a lot? And I'll likely be like, I had something to do at another part of Texas, and then I had to come back because I had stream. And I forgot to do this. I like to have the beard look a little nice. I have been really making an effort to try and keep the schedule for streams consistent, because, like, legitimately, it hurts viewership. It like, for you guys, I like to be reliable so that you know Tuesdays, Thursdays, PC Matchmaking, let's go. Sundays, gaming stream, let's not go. But I have fun anyway, so it's a win for me, even if I lose in the game. It's a win in spirit. And yeah, anyway, but I'm here. I made it. I'm gonna try to give you guys everything I got left here. It's not a lot of energy, but it's something energy-wise. Okay, Hayden, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for the compliment on the shirt. I do like the LTT flannel. It has a lot of my favorite colors in it. J.A. Paxton, welcome. Hope I said that right. Christos Leak, what's up? Fun fact, 2 years ago, you helped me on this day. 2 years ago. Wow. Crazy. Look at that. And you've been a subscriber for 19 months. So that's freaking awesome with APC. Very cool. Looking over YouTube chat, U.S. Army Combat Medic says, let's go, nerds. Hey, that's my line. No, that's our line. That's all of us. That's everybody. Steve, what's going on? Alice Duck, welcome. TL Foreman, welcome in. Dave Odell, welcome. Empire of Noise, welcome. And Sailor X, glad to see you. And thank you all for the lovely greetings. That's how I like to be greeted, with a greeting. I'm funny like that, and I appreciate y'all. Might need your help with my doctor getting a new PC. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Fun fact, I used to do like medical, what's the term for it? Medical filing systems or something like that. As a third-party IT technician, I used to work on stuff like that. It's pretty serious stuff because there's a lot of sensitive data, so you have to make sure it's secure and redundant backups, things like that. Ghost Dave, welcome. And Anton, glad to see you. 8 watching, but only 3 likes. Oh my goodness. Actually, it's 16 concurrent viewers is what I'm seeing on my end. I don't know what updates faster, what you guys see in the little thing there, little box there, or what I see in my my studio pop-out thing. No idea. Hey, Bray. Hey, Steve-O. Schooling noobs and hunting for Jace 2 cents in World of Warships. Nice, Sailor. Nice. I mean, with a name like Sailor X, do you see? I'm wondering, Sailor X, is that a reference to Racer X? Is that like a speed racer reference, but in a nautical sense. Is that what's going on with the name, by the way? Or are you the 10th sailor? Inquiring minds must know. Crash, what's up? Bought Noita and Cyberpunk yesterday. Haven't played either yet. Noita, just have patience with that one, as you've seen me fail at that many times. It is fun. Onware, what's up? Yo, streaming in 2160p. Is this new or did I just notice? It's just there. It just let me do it. So Twitch has 4K now. How about that? Now I don't have the sort of the version of OBS that lets OBS do like multi-encoding. So you might see it'll be 2160p or basically 4K and then like 720p. I don't know if 1080 is going to be an option, but let me know. Let me know how it turns out, guys. I did this on Sunday too, and there was not much mention of it, but no one complained either. So good. Now the downside is it doesn't let me raise the bit rate, so we're still capped at like 6-7K kilobits per second. That's not great for 4K 30. That's pretty low. Like for YouTube, I am running about 25 megabit per second upload for YouTube. That's better for 4K 30. That's more appropriate. So I need to update to that OBS version that lets me do that. It actually looks amazing. Hell yeah. Is today about tech stuff? Zen, today is about tech stuff. Yes. Have you played the Spider-Man 2 game? No, I don't play console. And I know that they have it on PC probably, but I haven't played that. I don't know why I started with I don't play console, because I think some of them are available on PC, right? I don't know. They come out to PlayStation first and then PC. I don't know. Love Spider-Man, one of my favorite comic book characters. Don't really play the video games, unfortunately. Just finished it last night. Super fun, but really hard for some reason. I was on the easiest mode. I don't know. I mean, you take to a game or you don't take to a game. You know, like it might just be a thing where it's like the control scheme doesn't work for you. Maybe mess with control mapping and see if maybe that's what it is. JJM, hey, Brayer Thorn, love the videos. I'm looking to spend about $2,500. Yes. Take a look in the description and click that link and follow the procedure, and we'll get you helped out. Thank you, TL Foreman. Appreciate you coming in with those helpful tip for JJM there. I was in a long match. That's very cool. Very cool. So I love anime and I love movies. I'm not a movie buff. A little bit more, maybe yes, a little bit more on the anime side. A little bit more of an anime buff. I just got more into that when I was younger than just cinema. But whatever. I only recently watched the Speed Racer movie, one of the best anime movies of all time, period. Like live action anime movies, like of all time. It is so good. Holy crap, that is a great movie. It and if you don't like it, it's okay, because it's going to be polarizing, because they really leaned into the style of Speed Racer, like the tone, and they did a great job. I think it was great. It was good. It was good stuff. The visuals, oh man, for its time especially. Because it's not that new of a movie at this point. Like visual VFX technology accelerates rapidly year to year. There have been a lot of developments since Speed Racer came out, but still, it looks better than a lot of newer movies. Very, very good. Medic says custom build from Phoenix PC will be here tomorrow, and I'll be uploading pics and my thoughts on Discord. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Neurology Center is actually helping with Diablo 4 for those starting with Parkinson's and motion capture 3D for those with bilateral problems. That's super cool. I think I told you about the delay last stream. It is going to be more delay on Twitch. That's what happens when you stream in 4K. That's what YouTube chatters have been dealing with for a long time. So Twitch, you got to remember, I show a lot when I'm doing PC matchmaking. I show a lot of fine details on the screen, a lot of text and detailed pictures when I'm trying to show a motherboard or whatever. So 4K is going to be beneficial. There's going to be some more delay. Yeah, the stream's in 4K now on Twitch. But the first Spider-Man is on, yeah, Spider-Man 2 is PS5 exclusive. Yeah. Naruto, you're not new. You're not new. But Onward, thanks for the feedback on how it looks. I appreciate that. Tinkering with my handheld Legion Go. I still don't have a Windows handheld at all. It's not really. I talked to the team that works on the Ally, and maybe we're gonna do a thing with the X, maybe, because now it's USB 4 instead of the proprietary eGPU connector. So with USB 4, you can do some really cool situations with docking. Have a cool dock, like have a like GPU dock with the hub in it, and just have a whole setup based around this thing that is the PC, but then you add an eGPU to it, or an external GPU. I think that would be really cool to have something that's your portable gaming system, pick and then dock it, and then it's your desktop too. That'd be very cool for something like a dorm room or something where space is limited and you really don't need to do anything super intense, but the CPU is really good in those. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for the size, for the form factor, really, really good. I'll wait for second or third gen handheld Windows gaming. Some people are really into it. Even really picky people are like, no, this is pretty good. The thing about it is Microsoft's never going to really optimize Windows for handhelds unless they release a separate version of Windows. And then in that case, is it really a full, like, people want full fat Windows on their handhelds? And do they really? It's such a weird gray area. And I'm not an expert in that. If you want to talk to, if you want to watch some people who are really into that scene, well, for one thing, PC World covers them a lot, but also Fox. You need to watch the Fox on YouTube. He's really good with handheld stuff. Oh, but also a lot of like Android handhelds that are like emulator stuff, and he's great with that. Carrie's awesome. Hey, question for you. Where can I get a budget pre-built? Gamer RL? You can get it from a system integrator. That is a company that builds PCs for you. Now, if you want something that's going to be an actual individual recommendation, you need to read the description of the stream, and you won't have to read it for very long to see exactly what I'm referring to. Same thing everybody else does. You fill out the form, and you can get in line to get some help. But we don't start off right off the bat getting right into PC stuff. I mean, come on, guys. We gotta yap. We gotta yap a little bit. There's exciting stuff on the horizon. I've had some very, very good conversations that are going to accelerate what has been repeatedly decelerated, pre-built, rebuilt. Like, I'm serious, guys. At every turn, every month, there's something else. The delay on getting the initial system, still super thankful to iBuyPower for providing that, so we have that. And that was like 3 or 4 months of delay, but that's because they had the Riot Games thing going on. Kind of a big deal, being the official PC of VCTA. That's nuts, okay? And then some sponsor stuff, and then more sponsor stuff happened, especially with the whole Deep Cold thing. So, yeah, it delays things. But my job has been, hey, find replacements for those sponsors and ones that make a lot of sense. And I've had a couple very good combos on that. Also, updates on. Okay, well, I have stuff on top of it, but like, update on the Threadripper build. Some critical components are coming, and I can't wait to get that build done because I'm gonna just be able to have a dedicated like video editing and thumbnail making machine basically, and I can game on it too, I guess. But the streaming machine and file server, all that stuff's gonna be on that 12-core Threadripper 2nd gen. It's gonna be amazing. I want to make a video out of this, guys. This thing has 64 cores of PCIe Gen 3, and you can get a used one for like $99 on eBay, okay? It's crazy. Now, it's going to be more DIY. No SI is going to do this for you, but we'll do it in a video. I want to do it as a stream, but I don't know. It's hard to decide. What I'll probably do is we do the build stream. I'll include that in the video, but I'll also do separate A-roll, talking about it, just, showing what it can do, stuff like that. That's the way to do it. I like to do stream. I like to do any builds that I do. I like to do with you guys live on stream. Very cool, Hayden. Very cool on the peppers. Like that. Been having keyboard delay. I don't know if it's a fix. The keyboard works fine on my laptop. You mentioned that, Zen, in the last stream, and I actually did give you an answer. But one of the main things was you should take that to troubleshooting is not what these streams are for. Read the description, the name of the title of the stream. I will troubleshoot your very specific individual issues. This is not a PC troubleshooting stream. And that's not what we do. If it's a question that I can answer, I'll answer it. But unless I have your PC in front of me and I'm testing stuff, updating drivers, I have, a stack of keyboards here. I plug in another keyboard and try it, which is something I suggested. And I don't know if you tried that or not. But my main suggestion was take it to the Tech Questions forum in our Discord. You would have probably had your issue resolved by now, had you done that. If you come looking for help and suggestions, you can't ignore an answer just because it's not the one you're looking for. But yeah, these aren't really troubleshooting streams. I mean, what do you want? Would you like me to remote into your computer live on stream? That's probably a bad idea. That's not what I do here. I help people who don't yet have PCs get PCs, because that is a really nerve-wracking thing to do. If you've never had a PC before and you're trying to get your first one, there's so many options and so many pitfalls potentially. That's what I help with, because nobody else does that. There's probably somebody out there that does troubleshooting on stream. I'm not that somebody, and I'm not set up to do that. Turt Levi says, I can't click the first link. Thank you for being so specific with that sentence. What are you talking about? I don't understand. How is Windows on ARM? It's not running x86. All those hardware reviewers should be getting Ryzen 9000 this week. Yeah, all of those hardware reviewers. I'm going to be busy, man. I'm going to be so busy coming up. So glad we got what we needed to do today out of the way. Speed Racer movie is awesome. It assumes that everything that ever happened in the Speed Racer episode is real, then runs with it, except Speed is a much nicer guy. True. Very true. I didn't religiously watch Speed Racer. It was before my time. But I did watch Speed Racer. Man, where was it available? You had to watch you had to watch anime wherever you could get it. But I believe Cartoon Network had some, even if it was on Toonami. But yeah, there was some Speed Racer available. The link to make a form. Well, I'm going to click it myself. And yep, it worked. It worked immediately for me. Don't know what to tell you. I'll try copying it and pasting it as its own chat here. There you go. Try it again. Who doesn't love yapping? I absolutely am down with yapping always. Yeah, it was Cartoon Network. What's up, Sick PCs? How's it going? Bishop of Battle, how are you? Bone Shock, can you remote into Windows 95? Lol. Hello, new to the Twitch. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Put it that way. Not much. Just drove 12 hours in the last 20 hours. And it was great. At least I love my car. Like, that's nice. Having, that's a newer thing for me. I had kind of an S-Box before. Literally just completed the form in 90 seconds. There goes Christos Leet. I don't know, Christos. You've already gotten help. I don't know if you can get it again. 2 years. I don't know if that's enough time that has passed for me to help you with another PC. Of course. Absolutely. And guys, for those of you who are ignoring the forum and not filling it out, other people are filling it out as we speak and getting ahead of you. Just do the process, everybody, that works for absolutely everybody else. It's a form you click, you answer some questions that you should be asking yourself anyway, by the way. The forms will help you figure out some stuff you might not have considered when it comes to buying a PC, okay? Don't rush through it, even though I just maybe unintentionally suggested you should rush through it. Do not rush through it, but go fill it out. And here's the thing. If I don't get to help you out during this stream, I'll help you out on the next one. You don't get removed from the list just because you weren't quick on the draw, answering questions incorrectly just to get in there as soon as possible. No, that's not how that works. Just do your best. Answer as honestly as you can. Pay attention whenever something is in bold text or underlined, and especially if it's both. Okay? Because one of the things it says in that very initial paragraph at the top of the form that most of you guys are probably going to skip is if you ignore any of the instructions and any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream in a good-natured fashion. I'm not a jerk. Although I kind of might sound like one sometimes because I talk to everybody like I've known them for years, and that's maybe a weird way to be. But that's how I be. Hi, I'm Breathorn. Actually, our mascot is a bee. Fun. Okay, all right. How kind of OS you use? Operating system, I use Windows 11 Pro. Honestly, it would be looking for upgrade items or if it's needed. Going to my doc next Tuesday to go through the form. You're going to go to your doctor and be like, guess what, doctor? We flipped the tables around. Now I have a form for you. How do you like that? It goes to a bald guy on the internet. Bray, you should be a comedian. I was an amateur one. I did all kinds of creative stuff. I've always been someone who likes to do that kind of thing. I did live group improv at comedy clubs with a group I worked with for years. I did stand-up, and I was told that if I was diligent and I kept at it, I could be really good at stand-up. I'm not diligent. I don't work at stuff. I'm really bad about it. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. It takes diligence away from everything. Like, it's hard to be. So I didn't follow through with that, but I had some jokes that other comedians stole. That's a great indication that I was pretty good at writing jokes, but I'd never liked writing jokes. I like off-the-cuff stuff. Better than the bald guy we seeing across from her. Fair. The funny thing, guys, is that I this is all stream of consciousness stuff. I don't know what y'all are laughing at. I don't know what thing I said that was that funny. I don't know. Give the form thing, probably. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good one. Oh my, this is sad, okay? Do not use a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character for your stupid, cheap viewers' spam messages. How dare you? How dare you? Get out of here. The Dr. Form thing that gets sent to a bald guy, and fair enough. Okay, good. Thank you for clarifying. I'll have to write that one down. Never, because I just, it doesn't. That's not how I go. Look, guys. I used to really like writing. Like when I was younger, I used to like. I used to love writing. I loved prose. I loved just freeform writing. Not really like your AP writing stuff or whatever the hell the standards were. Didn't really. I don't like constriction with creativity where creativity is concerned. It stifles it. You know, some people thrive on those limitations, and it gives them a challenge, and that's cool. Those people are not this people. I'm a different people than those. So, I can sit down and write a script. I have done so. Okay, for other things, but my YouTube videos are never scripted. None of my videos are scripted. There was one where I did a voiceover thing, where I did do a bullet point thing. That was the mic positioning video, yeah. So now I have to do scripts I've been doing scripts for pre-built, rebuilt, working on those, and it feels weird. Whatever. I have a teleprompter. I have the Elgato prompter now, so that's gonna be cool. Shawnee, what? Oh my goodness, Shawnee Sunshine, how the heck have you been? Welcome back. It's been a while. Glad to see you. Yeah, them 7800X 3D are nice. Those will continue to be nice. They're very nice. Man, I had the 14900K for gaming and was running into so many problems. Switched to 7800X 3D system and can't believe how smooth my system is running now. The funny thing, Warren Watson, by the way, hi, welcome to the stream, is that there's times where that's AMD that has issues. Oh my God. 3000 and 5000 series Ryzen, mostly 3000 series Ryzen had this issue. The dropping USB. Oh my God. Until that AGISA update, that blessed AGISA update that came out, that finally fixed that, that was the worst thing for streamers because your webcam would drop out, your mic would drop out. It would just drop and maybe reconnect USB devices. Ugh. So at any given time, in any period, it could be any platform that has some kind of issue plaguing it. It just so happens that while new Ryzen processors are about to be released, Intel's having issues, and I'm sure Intel is thrilled to bits about the current circumstances. Oh man, that is rough. It has been a long time. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Great thing. Can you look for this for people who specifically want the 4070 Ti Super 16 gig? I don't make general recommendations. Even each of those people might be looking for something different. But I also, it's kind of vague what you said. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but let me take a look, I guess. Are you talking about the 8102 thing? Okay, I'm guessing you have a different name in the Discord and you just didn't happen to mention that. Yeah, I'm not going to recommend one system for a lot of people. That if you want something akin to that, you can watch System Integrators Weekly. These streams are meant for individuals. Speaking of which, it is time for roll call, everybody. Roll call is what we're doing. If you have filled out your Google form to get in the list, and that would be, by the way, this list right here. Okay, Stream Deck Pedal, you can do your thing now. Thank you. That would be this list right here. Okay, if you filled out the form to get in this list, you need to let me know that you're here and you're waiting for your form for your turn. Yo, Igor, welcome. Thank you for the 2 gifted subs. How you doing, buddy? That's a gifted sub for AC Juggernaut and King Louis VII. Oh, you've been overseas, Shawnee. That sounds awesome. I actually, that's very. Tell me more. That's really cool. Where were you at? That can mess with stream schedules, that's for sure, like watching streams. CL Foreman knows what's up, knows what to do. So here's what you got to do, okay? We're going to go back to this screen here, but yeah, that's what the list looks like, by the way. Just if you haven't seen it before, if it's your first time here, when you fill out your form, that's what I get, and it helps me tremendously to make an actual recommendation for you. So, you see this name right here, all right? Right there. Oh. That is how you spell my name, okay? It's not Browthorn. It's not Briarthorn. Okay, I've seen so many different variations on this. It's a dead meme, guys. Dead meme. Anyway, type at Briarthorn, and the chat will help you finish it. I mean, the thing will help you finish it. I'm on the list. Type that. At Briarthorn, I'm on the list. It will highlight my name to help me find your chat and highlight you in the list here, and then we're going in, baby. Let's go. Bruthorn, Baythorns. Brady, you know who Matt Rife is? He's a comedian. Probably know him, but more by the jokes, not by the name. I'm really bad about comedian names. Funny enough. I mean, it's not actually funny. Okay, it's not just here. It's not just here, and I'll tell you why. Because you're not typing my name in there or putting my name in there, so it's not highlighting the chat. If I have to come back and look for them, I have to dig. So please do the thing that I said, and that's how you do roll call. Gary Lee Laster said, Lord Braithorn rocking the plaid tonight. Did you get my email about the Tai Chi Light price reduction? 7.7 segment debug under 230. Yeah. Well, I actually, I don't know. I don't know if I got that email. We had to go out of town. And also a hurricane came through. So I have missed some emails. But I will catch up with them. That sounds interesting. If anything happened on the way to the form. I was so the part of Texas that I'm in was missed by the hurricane, but the errand that we had to run put us right in the path of it. But we, not in the path of it. We basically missed the storm by an hour or so. It blazed through a lot of Texas, but it meant a lot of places we needed to go. Power outages, traffic blocked, like backed up. It was crazy, man. I hope that all the people in Houston and the surrounding area are doing better, and that, I mean, Arkansas is getting tornadoes left and right from the storm. I hope everyone is safe and prioritizing safety, and that all of y'all are okay. There we go. I see those highlights coming up. Your name is Bratwurst. I don't even like bratwurst. And I'm half German, like directly half German, first generation American, all right? And I don't even like bratwurst. Is bratwurst even German? Man, I don't know my own heritage. I'm a sham. A fool. Not really a sham. I don't claim to be something I'm not, but I am a fool. G.A. Paxson is here. Christos Leet, Turt Levi. Okay, you'd only have to do it once. You only have to do it once. Do not do it multiple times, because that is going to confuse me. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm going to look. I'm going to be like, oh, there's supposed to be 4 people here. Why isn't it? I might miss that one person posted it twice, but you're okay. Don't worry. But yeah, sorry, Doc, that I can't really like say, hey, this is a blanket good PC for everybody. And no one else should do that either, in my opinion. Even if you're trying to help other people, you can find a system that seems to be a good option. For budget buyers, like for a lot of people, the Auxilia is a great option, because they don't care about like, long-term future upgradability for the CPU. So they're fine with the Intel CPU, and it performs awesome. And the GPU is fine for 1080p gaming and that lifetime warranty, whatever, those kinds of things. But there's different options within the Auxilia that makes it more flexible. If you have a ready-to-ship system, that's not flexible. There's little caveats. Man, I've run into so many doing this gig. I found all the caveats. They're great. Love them. Awesome. Fun times, really. I've been doing this for years. Kind of the first day of school and your teacher is calling your name. Hayden, that's how I used to do it with the queue. I used to have to call out every name that was in the queue, one after another. This is way better. Roll call works out a lot better. Okay, so TL Foreman is on the list. Is TL Foreman the only person on YouTube who is on the list? If you just type I'm on the list without highlighting my name, without typing my name, so it's highlighted, I'm going to miss it. That's all I'm looking for right now. That's why it works, because I limit those things. Okay. Know your limitations. Okay? Accept your limitations. That's how you overcome your limitations. Whatever. Fortune cookie talk over here. Okay. So let's see. We had, okay, Teal Foreman's right there. Cool. So far, first on the list. And this does go in order that you submitted the form. That doesn't mean rush to get your form submitted. All right. All right. You got to make sure your information is accurate. Okay. Who else was it? It was Gia Paxton. Okay. And Christos Leet and Turt Levi. There we go. I'll go ahead and highlight all 3 of those. Time saver. All right. We're max efficiency here. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the customary thing here, okay? Why? Oh, I know what's going on. Hold on. I got to fix the overlay in that mode real quick. Fixed it. I was wondering why it was looking weird. 1.5 million without power in the Houston area. It's crazy. I tried to, the thing is, we were near the Houston area with what we were doing, and I wanted to go and get a couple things done in Houston. And I was like, okay, let me look at an outage map and see what areas have outages. The answer is yes. It's crazy. Sanchin Sobers. At the end, if you have time, can you look at a system I got from Skytech Sanchin Sobers? I thought I helped you with unless you left or something happened, or you were waiting. You were waiting, weren't you? Weren't you gonna wait for the new? Something happened. You were on the list. You've already been. We helped you out with something. So we'll focus on, as you mentioned, as you said, if there's time left, we'll focus on the people who haven't been helped yet. But yeah. I remember when you did my build 6 months ago, the rant about if someone did not have $400 budget for a mobile, the board partners deemed us not worth. Yeah, that was annoying. However, good news. I think it was particularly Gigabyte is putting 7-segment displays on a lot more motherboards. Watch the Gigabyte video. They're kind of all over the place. It's pretty great to see. Texas power grid goes out with a strong wind. In some areas, yeah. I mean, you think about the Houston power grid, a lot of it's pretty old. Like really old? All right, Christos, since I forgot you did it twice, we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead. What if I did this rule? If you do it twice, I have to unmark you and then skip you. No, I'm not going to do that, Christos. You're good. I'm going to mark you twice. There you go. Is there a PC for around 700? Okay, GX Crake is trolling. Yeah, 2,000 frames per second. Absolutely. Just get an Xbox 360. That'll do it. Okay. 2,000 FPS. That is, yeah, it's good trolling. Good job. Unless that was a typo, in which case, yeah, running Minecraft at 200 FPS, if that's what you meant to type, for $700, it's gonna. I mean, I haven't played Minecraft. I don't know like where it sits on demand on CPU, GPU. I guess it's going to depend on whether you mod it and run shaders and things like that. But if you're running it with not too many chunks and you like view distance, basically view rendering, like how far away it will render in the world and all that. And if you're running it at 1080p, maybe, but you have to understand in Australia, if you're saying $700 Australian money, probably not. And you should probably just go with a console if that's the case. They do have Minecraft on console. But why, I don't know why you need to run Minecraft at 200 FPS. It's not really sure, it'll look smoother, I suppose, but yeah. All right, TL Foreman, you're going to be first. And we're doing a parts list for Micro Center. It was the least important problem. Like, there are real problems going on due to this storm. But it did result in me being near a Micro Center and not being able to go to Micro Center. A mild inconvenience, obviously. But that happened, and I'm definitely not bothered by that considering the people who are having real issues there. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna check out some stuff there, and I was like, why am I thinking of going there right after a hurricane blew through? I'm an idiot. Well, it's because I was right by there. I get tunnel vision. Okay, it happens to any nerd when they're near Micro Center. It just happens. Hey Jerry, how's it going? Welcome. Okay, TL Foreman is ready. So we're going to go to the Fairfax, Virginia Micro Center. Not literally, no. But we're doing $2,500 for a 1440p gaming system with Micro Center. Easy. And you stated that you are... Oh, why did I have this like that? Okay. Yes, you're interested in upgrading your CPU over time. That means we're going to go with we're going with 7800X 3D. So you have that vast future upgradability. I got to say, man, AMD supports their sockets almost to a fault. Like, let AM4 die already, guys. Like, there's already so many good options out there. They're good. We're good. Okay. Let's do it. I love what I do. Let's go get it done. Open a new tab, Micro Center, and we're going to go into the builder. And, well, first we're going to go to Fairfax. And we'll go into the builder. and put it in dark mode because it probably forgot that that's what I do. But I'm gonna say, I want to say real quick, because I mentioned the Threadripper build real quick earlier, that some key components have been secured, and that is thanks to Kingston, who is sending like server grade DDR4, a server grade SSD like SATA SSD, which is awesome, a server grade boot drive, and a KC3000 to like load programs onto, things like that. Gonna be amazing. A server grade SATA SSD is actually an insane little piece of hardware. Okay, it has capacitors in it so that if you have power failure, it will not lose data. It's crazy. Okay, love that stuff. And we're gonna get to check all that stuff out in a build. The main thing that's lingering is the need to choose the right case and secure the right case. I got to figure that out, because I was thinking about the N-Through Pro 2 V2 from Fantex that they were showing off at Computex. That's not coming out till like Q4, so we can't use that, unfortunately. Build costs are budgeted separate. Okay, cool. So you're doing VR. All right. Well, let's see what motherboards you're using in the bundles. It's not going to be as important still. As long as you have a Type C, you should be good. 7800X3D with the B650E. Tough gaming. That should do the job. Right here. 6 in stock. And it has a 7900 XT bundled in. So that might actually be an issue if that's not what you want. So they have this one without that. Are you wanting to go NVIDIA or AMD with your GPU? Please let me know. But we don't need to go with a 7900 XT. You can go with an XTX with this budget. So $499 for CPU, motherboard, and RAM, all included. This is 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 CL32, a B650-E Tough Gaming motherboard, which we'll take a look at right here, and of course a 7800X3D. Now this is going to be your I/O, which should be sufficient for your there aren't any VR headsets that should need anything more than 10 gigabit USB Type-C. In fact, something like the Quest 3 is just going to use USB 3.0. That's all it needs. So there you go. So you use a nice USB, you use your tether cable to the 10 gig USB Type-C port right there, and you're good to go. And aside from that, you have 7 USB Type-A's. So all your peripherals all should be good. You're not streaming, you're not doing content creation, you are just doing gaming, so this is going to be a great motherboard for that. As for storage, it appears as though you have 3 sockets for M.2. Let's actually open this so I can show you what I'm talking about. You have one there with the heat spreader there, a second one here, and a third one right here. And really and you could even get, by the way, another Type-C for your front panel right here, which is where you might end up plugging in your VR headset to the front panel. So you don't have to run it around the back. If you're really going to be using this for that the whole time, yeah, you might just want to permanently have your Type-C coming out of the back and have it routed to your room. But yeah. Okay. I said Quest 3. It might be the Quest 2 that runs on USB 3.0, and the Quest 3 might be using 10 gigabit USB 3.2 Gen 2. I'm not sure, actually. So use the 10 gigabit one or better, and that's going to be either of these, the front panel one or that rear I/O one. Curious, though. Okay, the internal header is actually USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2, so 20 gigabit per second for the internal header there. That's what I was wondering about. Thank you for putting those specs on there. Asus, appreciate you. So with this bundle, you are saving, it should tell us right now, you're saving $189.98. NVIDIA? Sure. What's up, Toast? How's it going? Toast with the most has arrived. What's up, Sonic? How are you? Playing any Noita Sunday? I might. I really feel like I want to practice more Metroid randos, but man, Noita did have more viewers, but I don't go by that with the gaming streams. I don't go by that. I spent a couple of years being obsessed with growing in viewers, and you can't be obsessed with growth because it's like if you're out there every night at the bar trying to find the love of your life, you're looking for, like, those certain things don't happen until you stop obsessing about them and start focusing on what's important. Improving yourself. That is the main thing. And I don't mean looks maxing, okay? I'm talking about psychologically, mentally improving yourself, and your attitude, the way you handle issues when they come up, things like that, healthy outlook on life. And that helps with growth as a content creator. Not joking about that. It is absolutely true. Also, good work ethic. It helps in all things. I lack there sometimes. In a lot of ways, my growth, I lucked out on some of that stuff because I found a niche no one was doing. What's with this tangent? All right, NVIDIA. We're going to NVIDIA. Okay. I go on tangents when I have a lot of energy and also very little energy, okay? And I sound very similar when I have a lot of energy and very little, interestingly enough. So you get to guess which one that is right now. Oh, what color is your build? You're doing a black build, 1440p. We should be coming in under budget on this one. 1440p. 4070 Ti Super or 4080 Super honestly fits well within the budget without any issue. Let's try it with a 4080 Super. All right, and see which ones pop up here. Sorry, I got very, very random there in my tangent, and I apologize for that. Man, they have a lot of these 4080 Super expert cards, but it doesn't. I mean, it kind of matches a black build, kind of not. 4080 Super Ventus 3X is a solid card for 1049. There's the Gigabyte one that's here. PNY. I'm looking at ones that have more than just one in stock. I would say the MSI one's going to have a dual tone, so you can have some parts of your system be a little bit like have some highlights in there. You don't want it to all be monotone necessarily. Anyway, M.2, 2 terabytes, PCI, 2 terabytes Performance Plus. There we go. But yeah, I've been so like I had to get wired today to drive all the amount that I drove and focus on the road. So that's what you're getting. You're getting wired Bray tonight. I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry about that. We'll get back to the case here in a bit. We'll get you at least a 1,000 watt power supply to handle that. Disable compatibility filter. Thank you very much. Seasonic Vertex 1000 watt 80 plus platinum, ATX 3.0 compatible, $279. There's only one of those in stock. Okay, now I'm not as excited about that. Let's see what else we have. Okay, you don't need the platinum one. We'll go with the gold one instead. There are 17 of those in stock. Very similar specs, just not quite as efficient. And it is also like $100 cheaper. So we can go with that. Okay. Let's see. I guess we'll do the case now. So, love those bundles. They're pretty good. They're pretty great. So TL Foreman, talk to me about this. What type of case do you like? What style do you like? Do you like the fish tank style? Do you like the mesh front panel style? Does it matter to you at all? And if it doesn't matter, you still have to choose. You also need to let me know, as a separate question, do you like a lot of RGB or do you not care about RGB? Glad to hear it, Toaster. Wait, did I miss? Beaver, where are you at? How did I miss your chat? There you are, just with the emotes. Thank you. What's up, buddy? I think Angry Beaver is the only person that uses the pre-built, rebuilt Philips head well, I don't even know if that's going to be the logo for Pre-Built Rebuild, or if it even needs its own, but it's something out of the title of it, the title graphic right here. Instead of a dash, I put the Phillips head screw right there. It's kind of cool. I made this chrome effect by hand, but like from scratch, by the way. It's pretty sick. But I think Angry Beaver's the only one that uses it. I do like how interactive Noita is with the viewers. It's very cool. Kingston has some nice looking stuff. They do. I am hoping to get them heavily involved with Pre-Built Rebuild. Don't care about RGB. All right, cool. In that case, you probably don't care about a lot of glass on your case. We'll just go with something that's going to be function over form. I do know that you want it to be in black. So we have that information. Landcool 216 is RGB though, but I believe there's a performance version that is non-RGB. Costs a little bit less. And might not come with all the fans. Let's find out. Included fans. Only, okay, all the fans are included. 140 in the back, two 160s in the front. This is the case to go with then. Straightforward, front intake, top and rear exhaust, and with an AIO on your CPU, you should be good to go. We could even go air cooler if you wanted to, and you shouldn't need to add any fans. Because top fans, if you populate every fan bay in the top of a case with an air cooler, that front top fan could hurt your cooling on the CPU. Because it's taking that fresh air from the top front fan and pulling it right out of the case. Just look forward to the fan episode of Pre-Built Rebuilt, because that's where I'm going to be explaining that kind of stuff. Happy to help. What does Micro Center not have Kingston stuff? I don't know if it was because Micro Center dropped Kingston as a supplier or if Kingston pulled out. It's one of those two things. Either one is as likely as the other, I suppose. Deathy Nightshade, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, Kingston pulled out of Micro Center. Okay, that makes sense. What's going on? Mythos Web, how are you? But RGB gives more FPS. Christos, you got to remember, though, it is random graphics boost. Some people don't want to depend on that RNG, you know what I mean? I hope you're doing well, Angry Beaver. Glad to see you, buddy. So yeah, we're going to choose, where did it go? It's right here. Landcool 216. There are 5 of those in stock. That should be good. Here's my my tip to you, okay? When you go to get your stuff from Micro Center, maybe don't purchase. Well, okay, no. Yeah, I guess you're going to be having them build it for you, right? Because you said parts list. You said parts list, not pre-built. So I don't know if you're building this yourself or if you're having Micro Center build it for you. If you're having them build it for you and you're just buying it off the site and having them schedule it built because they build it like the next day or whatever, if you do it late anyway, then sure, go with the Landcool 216. Otherwise, go to Micro Center with your parts list and then go to the case area because they're all out. They have the cases on display. You can get a look at them, see how you feel about it. If aesthetics aren't important to you, though, it shouldn't matter. You should just go with whatever we're choosing here. Okay, we have everything but the CPU cooler. I just went right by it. Okay. Now there should be a Lian Li cooler that matches with the non-RGB fans. There are 13 options here. One of them, nope, none of them. Nope. Okay, that would be weird to have no RGB fans except on your AIO. Am I right? So we got to find one that has non-RGB fans. No, Montex can have RGB on everything. NZXT? No, they only have one NZXT cooler. I should have noticed that number right there. Thermal take? No. I mean, EK, if you're down to go that route. But they're all RGB. Every AIO has RGB in this thing. What the heck, man? The only one that doesn't have RGB fans is a Ryujin 3, which is $300. And it says there's one in stock. We don't know. You could go with the thick Q60 and get a very unnecessary giant screen on there. Look a little weird in a case with no RGB, in my opinion. We could also go with an air cooler. A big, beefy air cooler should do a pretty good job. There's the Pro Art 420. That doesn't fit in there. Why are they acting like the 420 is going to fit in there? The compatibility filter is on. Good job, Micro Center. I don't think a 420 fits in a LAN cooled 216. I could be wrong. I would be surprised if I was, but I could be. Yeah, all these are going to look a little weird. But if you don't care, I don't care. If you want some RGB, like casting light down upon the system and no other RGB interacting with it, yeah, sure, we can do that. Right? We can do that. Hey, what's up, Ken Oliver? How's it going? You can be back later. Okay, that was quick. Wow, just like, what is this, a drive-through? Okay. Galahad has a version 360 without RGB, I thought. Well, if they don't have it in stock, it's not going to show up. This is supposed to be what they have in stock. That's what this little check mark is supposed to be. Having them build it. Okay, in that case, here's what I would have said. In order to provide accurate information for the charts that are generated from these forms, which help me make better content, you would have then chosen, instead of parts list, which you chose, that's for people doing a DIY build. You should have chosen pre-built. So it skews the numbers if you don't choose the one that's actually accurate for you. If they're building you a custom system and you're not building it yourself, it is technically a pre-built system. It's built before the customer gets it. So the end user gets it, I mean. Let's look at their air coolers. I'm interested because it saves you $100 on your build fee. Disable compatibility filter. Okay, like we know it works. Yeah, the only one I'd probably put on here is the NH212S, and it will not match your system whatsoever. I mean, the Ice Giant is pretty sick. Not gonna lie, the Ice Giant is nuts. But I mean, you could have the Ice Giant on your 7800X3D if you want. Look at this thing. This thing is like a meme unto itself. Yeah, I'll show you a big old picture of it. Why not? Look at that. Watch the Linus Tech Tips videos on this. The hilarious thing is this is one of the biggest air like CPU coolers you can buy. And they're only doing 2 tie-down points on it. I prefer one where you get 4, but like that's what you get with this one. So in shipping, if you try to build a system with this and ship it, it can shift pretty easily, which is bad. It is indeed a beast. Just do not jostle this thing when you're taking it home if you get the Ice Giant. Also, it says that they only have 1 new in stock there, but that if it says there's 1 in stock on this page, then it should be in stock there. For comparison purposes, oh no, it says 1 in stock here too. I can get the Ice Giant if you want. I haven't set up any systems with this thing, but when I turn on the compatibility filter, it's still there, so I should shut up. There you go. Yeah, go Ice Giant. There you go. It saves you $100 on your build fee, so like the extra price for the CPU cooler is kind of out the window there. There you go. That's crazy. Okay, that's going to be cool. I want to see that thing when it's done. You need to put it in the rigs channel in the Discord. Now, we're not going to select an operating system from Micro Center. Why is that? Well, look at the prices. Every one of them well over $100, with the cheapest one, Microsoft Windows 11 Home, being $120. Okay? You can just ask them to install Windows 11 without activating it, and then get a key from my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. Okay? That'll save you $100 or so. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're well under budget. We're like $300 under budget. I mean, I could throw a 4 terabyte SSD instead of a 2 terabyte if you want. Throw that in there. What else could we do? You can just get an AIO with RGB in it if you don't care. You could always use the software to dim or make it a solid white color. Or Crown, you could just turn off the RGB. That's another option. Jay Green, I'm sure those port speeds are listed somewhere. They got to be listed somewhere. And if Meta didn't list it anywhere, some reviewer will, very likely. Yeah, Gary Lee Laster has it. Turn off the RGB. There you go. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of going with an AIO instead, just because all of that weight being just on the CPU socket, I don't like that necessarily. Yeah, it's got a back plate, it is reinforced, but still, when you're moving this thing around, you can easily shift it, and then you have to reseat the cooler, okay? Not easy with the Ice Giant Pro Siphon Elite, okay? With an AIO, most of the weight of your CPU cooling solution is mounted directly to the case, to the chassis. That's the radiator and fans. Whereas you just have the CPU block mounted directly to the CPU. It really balances it out. I would rather do that. So I'm going to veto my own selection there, and we're going to pick an AIO that works. Probably a Lee & Lee one so that the fans match they're still at least Lee & Lee fans like the rest of the case fans. And you can just go in and turn off the RGB in your settings, okay? Or just unplug the RGB cables. Or tell them not to turn on the RGB at all, just not to plug in the RGB at all. It's up to you. Some RGB is not going to be a problem. In fact, it's going to be nice indirect lighting. So that's cool. You're not going to have to look at the light sources. I'm kind of obsessed with indirect lighting in my environments, so why not in the PC? Okay, we'll pick Lee & Lee, and we'll go with one that is not too expensive. This one should do it. And bonus, you don't have any RGB on the CPU block itself. Let's go price low to high. Lowest price. That's going to be the one. Okay, 109. You're actually saving money and getting a 360 millimeter AIO. There you go. Well, I mean, you're not saving money on the build fee because that does add $100 to the build fee. So you're basically adding $50 instead because you saved like $50 on the CPU cooler itself. $60 actually. So, okay. All right, there's a build. Done. Now, here's what you have to do, okay? Gary Lee Lasser, they mentioned specifically that they don't really care too much about the aesthetics of it. I'm going to go ahead and include the cable extensions in that. It's an unnecessary additional failure point if you add them in without really wanting them. They're a great way to add some spice to your build, to just pep it up, like to really dress it up a bit. Especially if you put a nice bright color in an all black build, it looks sick. Just little touches of color here and there. But if you don't care about that, you don't care about that. And I try to keep that in mind if they say that. Crash, yes, the review's coming out soon. I mean, seriously, yesterday I uploaded that ASRock video that a few people watched, so that's good. I uploaded the ASRock motherboard video like right before we hit the road, and I basically got like a couple hours of sleep in the hotel room we got, and then we had to leave, continue on with our errands, and then I drove all day today. All day today I drove. Oh man, I am loopy. I am super loopy, guys. I hope y'all are giving me a pass on that, like giving me a break on that. So here's what you have to do. Here's what I was saying, okay? So TL, here's what you got to do. You need to click that link, and if you don't already have a Micro Center account, create a Micro Center account and save the build, which you would do right here. Click save this build, okay? Or you don't have to click it, it just drops down. Or just add the build to cart. I'm going to go ahead and try adding the build to the cart and see if it says anything is missing. So far, so good. It's thinking about it. And we're good. Okay, your whole build is there. Why do they ask me about dark mode for the builder and not extend that to the rest of the website? Micro Center, why do you hate us? Y'all have some of the best crew, the best employees, the best stores. But man, this website just needs... I just picture someone who's like a web dev looking at this and being like, I could save you. I could fix him for real, for real. It was a good video. Thank you, Igor. It's tragic, actually, because in that video, I dropped news that nobody had yet, as far as I knew. Nobody talked about yet. And then right before I dropped the video, because it's like a month later, it was confirmed that Intel's Z890 motherboards, Z890 motherboards for the next gen CPUs are going to have just the CPU so the Z class boards are going to have 20 lanes of PCIe Gen 5, finally. 16 for the main PCIe X16 and 4 dedicated lanes for storage. It's awesome. That was a huge pain point for me, that you would have motherboards for Intel with Z790 that had an M.2 socket that was PCIe Gen 5, but it was sharing those lanes with the X16. So guess what happens if you put a Gen 5 M.2 in there? You bifurcate your GPU to 8 lanes only. You're getting half of the bandwidth that it should be. Oh, but you might say 8 lanes of PCIe Gen 5 is super fast. Yeah, for what GPU? What GPU exists right now that has PCIe Gen 5? I'll wait. No, it's going to run at Gen 4. 8 lanes. And with a 4090, that actually causes performance issues. I showed it in a video. Because that happened. I have some snacks here. I'm going to have one. These are, I'm going to show you all this real quick. These are amazing because we're done with this build. Good luck on the next build. Thank you again. You got it. Already logged in your into your account. Got the build saved. Heck yes. These are really good. Okay, not sponsored, but these are really good. If you like, well, they're kind of like licorice, but there's like no licorice flavor. It's all the like berry flavors and stuff. But look at these. Like, look at that. It's like thick. These are crazy. And they're super chewy. They're really good. Enjoy the chewing ASMR. Oh, that's the wrong button. Okay, back to it. I'm going to take that link here. That there. Grab this. Put it right here. Okay. G.A. Paxson. Too bad that Ken Oliver took off. They were going to be next. Because they like dipped in real quick and then took off. Yo, Country Bumpkin Simulation, how's it going? Welcome. Watching from poolside. How fancy. Ah, the outdoors. They're beautiful from the window that I'm watching from the indoors. Look, here's the thing. If you've ever been in Texas after rain, a couple days after rain, you understand what it is to be devoured by swarms of mosquitoes. I'm not into that, all right? I'm not into that. I've been avoiding that as much as possible. Oh, God. Okay. Florida, too, okay? Before someone from Florida comes in and says, well, you know, in Florida, we get, I know, we have the same weather, okay? Another Micro Center build.
Looks like a Twizzler on steroids.
It is. Thank you for using Tangia. I forget that I have that because like nobody uses it. But there you go. There, you just said something with Jarvis on stream. Thank you for using that. I think I only have that in Twitch though, so only half of my audience can see it. Oh no, it is in YouTube as well. You just have to use like tokens instead of bits. And no gummy chicken feet. It uses more anise. Yo, Vanted Black, what's going on? From the window to the wall. Yeah. The official bird of the South. So G.A. Paxson, you here? Can I get you to verify that you are in attendance? You were here earlier. Cool. I need to get Micro Center to just like clock me in or something. I'm doing so many of these. All right, what city was it? Okay, Mayfield Heights. All right, 3,000. What are you doing with it? Gaming at 1440p. You're not going to need that much. You're not going to need that. Honestly, I just built a system for you just now because it works the same as the one that I just did for TL Foreman. Oh, but you don't care about upgrading your CPU. Oh, no. Too bad. 7800 X3D is still better. It's still the best on the list. And you're doing a parts list. I'm going to ask you, Paxton, GA Paxton, are you wanting them to build it for? Because the last person put parts list, but they meant they want Micro Center to build it for them. Are you building this yourself, or are you having Micro Center build it for you? Now that's going to make a difference, and you'll see why here in a second. Yeah, why? All right, neat. Well, check this out. Oh, I can't like copy this build, so we're just going to start a new one because I'm just going to change the location and use this as a base. Change the case to whatever you want, do all that stuff, you know, either way. We also got to see what they have in stock. So we'll clear the build and start from scratch. We're going to do a package deal again, one of their bundles. It's just, you save a couple $100 and it does everything for you. It's great. What do they got? You don't need a 7900 XTX. So we want the one without that, and there it is. Ryzen 7 7800X3D, B650-E Tough Gaming, G-Skill Flare X5 series. When it says Flare, by the way, and not Riptide, that means it is not Ripjaws, Riptide, Ripjaws. If it doesn't say Ripjaws and it says Flare, that means it has Expo instead of XMP. That's the AMD memory profile. That's what you want when you have an AMD system. That's your CPU, motherboard, and RAM for $499, saving up $200 off of that, pretty much. Now, we're going to try to go overboard on this because $3,000 and you're not worried about a build fee, you could probably do a 4090 if you want, if they've got them, if the price is right. Maybe. Probably not, actually. Now I'm thinking about it, because some of them are going to be close to $2,000. They're way overpriced. And $1,000 for a 4080 Super is more than you need because you're doing 1440p. I was going to go overboard with it, and we don't need to do that. But I'm asking you a question really quick. Do you care about ray tracing at all with your style of gaming? Because the last person specifically mentioned NVIDIA, but you can actually get better rasterized performance from a 7900 XTX. And at times for less money than a 4080 Super. What is Bray talking about? I'll show you. All right. Zach, I need your help again, buddy. Okay, we're going to go over to 1440p. The gap is going to widen at 4K, which you're not gaming at. You're doing 1440p. Look at this gap widening here. So 7900 XTX at 4K Ultra beats the 4080 Super and the 4080 with it's not a huge margin, but it beats it. And like I said, at times for less money. The 4090 is just in a class of its own at 4K. But at 1440p, that gap between the 4090 and the 7900 XTX shrinks a little bit, okay? But the 7900 XTX still beats the 4080 Super and the 4080. I said start from scratch. So do you care about ray tracing? Because once you activate ray tracing, the 4080 Super is going to overtake the 7900 XTX. It's third gen hardware accelerated ray tracing versus AMD's Radeon's second gen hardware accelerated ray tracing. But I did get, I was made aware of something. If you guys are interested in streaming and you don't watch ePost Vox, what are you even doing? Dude's amazing. But there is compatibility for AMD Radeon GPUs, 6000 or 7000 series, for the new version of OBS that does the auto configuration thing for you, and it should allow you to use the AV1 thing, or H.265 at least, which is better than H.264. No plans for 4K. Okay. All right, so we'll go 7900 XTX. I mean, look, a $3,000 budget at Micro Center is insane. With you building it, no build fee, yeah. So you don't have to fiddle with your settings as much. Go with the 7900 XTX. It's a little more powerful than 4080 Super. You have your all AMD system. Best gaming CPU in the market. Best AMD GPU in the market. Oh, what color did you want your build to be? Black. Okay, good. I say good because we can't select the motherboard. It is selected for us. Let me ask you this. How much do you care about lights and RGB and stuff? No, that's not what I meant. Highest price. Anyway. Look at that. 989, 979 XTX, 899 for 7900 XTX. There you go. $900 for a card that was $1,000. I mean, it's not a huge difference, right? And you can get the ASRock one is the one that there's 8 of them in stock. Important. Well, there's this one, but that has specific colors. The ASRock one, I don't think it has. Well, we'll just grab this one because there's 9 of them, so we can be sure that they have it. And that's good. Well, look at that, $899. Now, is there one of these that has actual real RGB? I think it's this ASRock one here, the Tai Chi one, for $989. It's $89 more out of a $3,000 budget. For a $1,000 graphics card, or $900 to $1,000 graphics card, and a $3,000 system, that $89 is kind of a drop in the bucket to get a little that ring of RGB on there. I'll let you choose because you can choose either one of those, the Tai Chi or the Phantom Gaming one. Okay, whichever you like the aesthetic of more. Okay, but I put the Phantom Gaming one on there for now. We can go 2 terabyte or 4 terabyte Inland Performance Plus on the drive. It's superior to pretty much most of these other drives because it has similar performance to all the Gen 4 drives, but better longevity than most of them and a lower price than most of them as well. This is a 1 terabyte Samsung 990 Pro. That is $119. This 2 terabyte is $137.99. And it has similar performance. It's crazy, okay? I mean, of course, there's a T500s, your Gen 5 drives. Those are there. They're available. And you do have a Gen 5 M.2 socket on your motherboard for the primary one. But for most people, this is going to be more than enough, especially for just a gaming PC. Up to 7,000 megabyte per second sequential read speeds is more than enough. The Tai Chi says Deathly Nightshade. Oh man, if only the system was for you. 2 is fine. Awesome. Deathly Nightshade, you got to be careful about that. If the color of your name, like your handle on Twitch, was similar, and also the length of the name as well, I might have thought that was the person who's spending the money actually saying that. You got to be careful about making just straight up statements about adding a certain part if it's not your build. You can say, I would suggest, and that would make more sense to me. As like, oh, this person suggesting something. Okay. I have made changes to someone's build from some other chatter saying what parts to put in there. Can you believe that? What's up, Mike? How's it going? GX 1000, 9 in stock. Seasonic is always a solid choice. I think that we should go. Yeah, let's go overboard on your power supply. Okay, the 7900 XTX can be pretty power hungry, though the 7800 XT is not as bad. That 7900 XTX can be power hungry. And we don't know what you're gonna if you're gonna upgrade the GPU in the future or whatever. You're gonna have more wattage than you need. And what does that mean? That means that your power supply is going to be under stressed the whole time you're using it, because you're not maxing it out all the time. Again, you're well above the budget you need for a 1440p just gaming system from Micro Center that you're building yourself. So we don't need to cut corners in the power supply. In fact, we can bulk it up, which is a great thing. It's like the heartbeat of your system is the power supply. It's the heart of your system, and you don't want to cheap out on the thing pumping in lifeblood through your system. Those, you know. How do you change the color of my name, Bray? I think you click on your name. I'm not sure if you're on mobile or if you're on desktop. You're probably on desktop. Or no, it's in the chat settings, right? Is it? Where is it? I don't know offhand. Chat appearance, right? No, that's not it. Whatever, it's something. I got a bump ticker and a cheap PSU. Ruchu, that's the 1-2 punch right there. I'm using QD OLED 360 Hz monitor if you need to know for build. Not really. I mean, if it has DisplayPort 1.4, you'll wait. Okay, hold on. Let me see what version of. DisplayPort 2.1. If it has DisplayPort, it's HDMI 2.1. Idiots. Okay. Well, DisplayPort 2.1. I am correct, and they're not idiots. And also, I was including myself in that. So if it has DisplayPort 2.1, then you are getting more bandwidth to the monitor. But I mean, if you're not doing like really high frame rate 4K, it's not going to really matter. It'll be fine. What am I doing? Okay, we need to pick your case and we need to pick your cooler. So this is a part where I'm going to need feedback from you, which you've been good about feedback, and I appreciate that. Guys, when your turn comes up, be ready to respond when I talk about stuff, because it is a conversation between me and you, so that I can get feedback. But what style of case do you like? You like the fish tank? You like a lot of glass? RGB is important. I know that, and that helps me make a suggestion. But actually, I have something in mind. Let's see if they've got it. If you want a Mondo RGB build, this is a great option. But they don't have the Pro. Well, they probably have the fans. Let's find out. So it's a King 95. The King 95 is a great case for having a lot of RGB, but we got to go look and see if they have the fans for it. So go to select case fans, and we're going to check. The reason I like the Pro version of that is because then it has fans already included, and you don't have to worry about it. Montech, and it looks like there's 8 options here, so we should be good. There's the 140s for the side, and 120s for the bottom. There's one in stock. And it's also not reverse flow. These are all white, so it's not going to match the black build. So we don't have all the fans in stock that we need, actually. Never look at it until time to clean, lol. Well, you said that when I asked about RGB, I thought you said RGB was important. Didn't you? I'm confused. I just meant I had RGB. Sorry, fam. Oh, you're good. No worries. No worries, Nightshade. Matthew Winay, guess what? I asked them directly what they're going to use the system for. Check this out. If you are newer here, if you haven't, I'm sorry if you haven't been here and I didn't recognize that, but they didn't list streaming as even an interest here. If you need to tell me what you're interested in using your PC for, not necessarily planning on using it right away, but what you might use it for. And if you're thinking I might stream, there you go. But also, as I was talking about earlier, I found out the newest version of OBS has that sort of thing, that thing where it automatically puts the best settings on there, H.265, all that good stuff, with multiple, sort of multi-encoding, so you don't need transcoding on the Twitch side. And that AMD Radeon cards, 6000 and 7000 series, are compatible with that. They work with that. It is designed to work with them too. So that may have ended the era of NVIDIA being the best GPU necessarily for streaming, because the whole thing about NVENC was it was a couple of clicks and you had great stream quality. This is one click, and that's all done automatically for you. So, pretty sweet. And both of them have AV1, so that isn't really a thing either. Turt Levi is here. Okay, cool. Room ambience. Okay. Well, let's pick a different case. We got to get back to this. But yeah, I'm not going to build a system just in case someone is interested in streaming unless they tell me. That's what the forum is for. It means I don't have to do any guesswork. And if later on you change your mind and you want to do streaming, guess what? You still have a 7000 series Radeon card, and that is better for streaming than the 6000 series was. And OBS is now designed to take full advantage of that, which makes me, I can't even get into how happy that makes me. Like, I was like freaking let's going all over the place. That's a weird sentence, and I wish I hadn't said it live on TV. Anyway, let's go. This is awesome. I've been waiting for this forever. I was like talking to myself. Very healthy, probably. What was I doing? Cases. Right. We're back on track. Believe it or not. Okay, so we're going with black case. That should narrow it down to like half of all of them. Okay, and then we'll go just max out how many we can see here. You said that you... Let's going. Yeah, it means let's go. It's multiple let's goes. What's confusing about that? It's very, very clear. Let's see. What do we have here? I'm just scanning through what options they have. Yes. What you need is a $500 ROG Hyperion case. Man, Asus has good cases at a decent price, though. They do. It's just the one that they do all their like featured builds in with like creators and stuff is always the Hyperion. Show off your other cases that are more affordable and accessible, in my opinion. The ProArt is sick, though. It is $270, and it has, I think, more features than the Hyperion does, especially in terms of creators. I'm going on a tangent again. I told you guys I'm loopy today. I'm tired, and this is what happens. My Tough Gaming GT302 is a nice case. Okay. But if we want to go with something that has a lot of glass and has that fish tank look, they do have the Y60, and that would be an option, but I don't see it in black. I see it in white, in red, but not in black. The Nesso P1 is a pretty nice case. The O11 Vision is a nice case. Is if you're going for that fish tank look. Oh, there's the Y60 in black right there. So that is an option. I'd say the H6 Flow is probably one of... I talked about it a lot. It was my favorite, one of my favorite cases from 2023, if not the favorite case for 2023. The only downside to the H6 Flow is the compatibility of fans for the bottom intake. It's best to just use NZXT fans, because if you try to use unit fans, they're not really going to necessarily fit in there, because you need to get that nubbin in there as well. It perfectly fits two 140mm fans. Too perfectly, unfortunately. Some people have had issues installing those, but it's a gorgeous case. The airflow is awesome. I would probably recommend it in this situation. So if you want to, here's the thing: when you're going to get all your parts, maybe don't buy the case. I'm going to put this case on here. It's going to be on the list. But when you're going to get your parts, don't pre-purchase your case yet. Go to the store, go to the case section, and look around. They're all on display. You can get a feel for them. You can see what's there. The only thing that I can't do for you if you do that is get you the exact right fans for it. I'm getting you a case that has 3 RGB fans and an AIO that's going to go in there as exhaust. And then I'll also throw in the 2 fans for the bottom if they have them. But if you change up the system or the case, you'll have to figure out what the right fan setup's going to be. But you might find a case you like a lot more and then find one of the helpful people there at Micro Center and be like, hey, I changed the case I'm going to be using. You know, help me figure out what fans I need. Speaking of which, let's pick those now. NZXT 140mm. 11 fans on option here. What do we got? 140s. Those are white. Here we go. There's these. The only duos they have are 120. That's unfortunate. That was one issue I took with the H6 Flow. They should have made it to where you can have either 2 140s or 2 120s. It'll just look a little weird. Now we'll select this one and put 2 in there. One thing to make sure of, you need to set these up as intake fans. So you're not going to necessarily get the pretty side of these facing up. All right, there we go. Wait, what? Oh, update quantity. That's what I need to do, not change. Now we need a CPU cooler. Might as well go NZXT. And they have more options here than the last location did. Okay, did y'all forget that 360mm AIOs exist? What is going on, Micro Center? Oh man, come on. Okay, get your cooler somewhere else. You can order it from wherever you want. Just get a 360. There's like the Kraken Elite. Or you can get the okay, it's Kraken Elite. Is it 2? Okay, they changed the naming. Yeah, or you can just get the Kraken 360mm. Okay, there you go. I'll just add one on here. These should match the fans that are on the side. This one right here. So I'm going to add this on the list. But you should get a 360mm for the top exhaust. You mount it in the top as exhaust. There you go. So don't buy this from Micro Center. Don't get this 280mm, though that would fit in the top. You could use that as your exhaust. You could use this cooler. It only says that they have 1 in stock, so that might be 0 in stock for all we know. But you'll want to probably just order yourself a 360mm of this version here. But as you can see, you have a budget of $3,000. We're at $2,116, and we need a power supply, right? Oh, and we got that. We got the power supply too, and a really nice one. You're way under budget here. You're nearly $1,000 under budget here. $900. I can wholeheartedly recommend the Taichi XTX. Okay, all right, guys, I'll go back. I'll change it. I'm sorry. I'll do it. Okay, the Taichi one. Let's do it. There you go. 700 XTX Taichi, $989. It's not much more money. It looks really nice. There you go. And it has RGB. That's your build. There you go. I just set up my first PC, used your video, and it saved me on plugging my HDMI into my GPU. Vino, that's great to hear. I mean, so what you mean is you did plug it into your GPU, not the motherboard, right? Sounds like a night out for me. Absolutely. There you go. That's it? Yeah. It gives yourself an $800 night out. Just like that. But here's your build. It is that was a great track that just played. Really good one. Galahad 360, love it. Galahad 360, Liam, they make, the Galahad is nice looking and all that. But I want everything to match. I don't want them to have the Lian Li control software and the NZXT cam software to run their fans and their AIO. It's best to just use one software to get everything under one brand And that's what this would allow for. All right. So, Paxton, here's what you're going to have to, you're saving it on the site. You already know. You already know. As for Windows, just download the Windows Media Creation Tool and install whichever version of Windows 11 you want. Make sure, though, that when you go to my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals, which are linked in SI Weekly episodes in the description, when you do that, be sure to get the exact copy of Windows that you installed. So get the key for the Windows version you installed. If you install Windows 11 Home, get a key for that, not Windows 11 Pro, and vice versa, okay? You can't switch between those versions by putting in a different key. Not for an OEM key. Doesn't work like that. Okay. Let's get the link here. Let's do something other than Micro Center, please. Christos Elite. All right, we're ready to go. Oh, man. That's going to be a heck of a system here. Oh, an upgrade. Upgrade. Oh, okay. This is an upgrade. Okay, not a system. So this is a $4,000 upgrade. All right. I need to copy this over real quick. Where did I do that? There we go. We're here. And shift this to green because we are good to go. Meridan showed me a way to keep it under 1. Yeah, I do want the PC part picker list, but you can't put it in chat. Just send me a whisper. Here you go. Boop. Click my name, send me a whisper, and let me take a look at it. The thing is, if Dan already helped you out, I don't know that you need me to look at it. Dan looked at the software. It's okay. Okay, Christos, like I said, you need to click my name in chat, send a whisper, because that's the only way you can use a link. You can't put links in chat. It's just going to show that. That's what I was exactly what I was telling you just a bit ago. I guess I'll just hang out here for a bit. Hi. How's it going? I'm gonna hydrate. I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate. No, still there. Still don't have it. Okay. Meant to click the laptop at the hospital. Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. Laptop at the hospital isn't good. Got it. Yes, you don't need me to say all the chats in Twitch. You can see them right there. Thank you. I was doing this. I'm like a parrot or something. But yeah, I'm staying hydrated. I always prioritize that. And that's from my days of ISP work, working up on the lines, things like that. Okay, we got it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to show you how to send a PC part picker list. Let's go do that. So if we go to PC part picker, okay, you go to your build and you click right there. That's the link you need to send right here. Oh, it's good stuff. This is great. It's a great track. Backingtrack.gg all day long. Backingtrack.gg. So is this what you already have? Yeah? This is what you already got, right? You're aiming for my quality in streaming. All right. Well, you might want to take... so that $4,000 budget you got, you might want to save all of that for the Sony FX3 because that's the camera I use, and it's way overkill for streaming, okay? But you do need to use a mirrorless camera for streaming if you want to get this sort of depth of field, color quality, all that stuff. Oh, you can get good color quality on most mirrorless cameras. You don't need to have an FX3. You don't need to have a full-frame sensor, but that's what I use if that's what you're wondering. I have 2 of those. Okay, cool. I have 1. I'm a full-time content creator. If you one's a spare, send it right over. We got another camera angle right here. I'll take care of it for you. Take good care of it for you. OMG Metal is the best ever. I don't understand why people don't like it. Millions of people like it. What are you talking about? It's hugely popular. And for people that have the opinion of, I don't like metal, okay, then they don't like it. No, you don't need to send me an FX3 camera. I've got one. I do have one here. That was a bit of levity there. I would feel terrible if you sent me a $4,000 camera. Thank you. I'm pretty sure. I would like a Braethorn water bottle. Braethorn.tech. Or you could just get the stickers and put it on any water bottle you want. There you go. Also at Braethorn.tech. My godfather gave them to me since he goes through National Geographic. Really? Oh, okay. That is awesome. All right. I couldn't possibly take an FX3 from you. I would feel I wouldn't feel right about that. That would you guys, I don't even cringe internally when people do donos or large amounts of subs. I do it externally. I don't know how to handle generosity. So I'm okay. I'm good. But I do want to take a look at this. So what I'm curious about here. Okay, so you said this is what you already have. You said yes. Okay. I can tell this build was 2 years ago because latency has gotten better on RAM. That's for sure. But this is fine for streaming. You do have a great motherboard for streaming. That's awesome. You have a great drive here. I can tell I did this build for you. It's a good build. So one thing that might be a nice upgrade would be a 14700K. Because you're going to get more cores that way. You'll actually have 20 efficiency cores and 8 performance cores. This has 8 and 8. No, not 20. It's not 20. No. 12 efficiency cores. I mean, I can't believe I said 20. 12 efficiency cores. The 14900K has never mind, just whatever. 12 efficiency. It has 16 in that one. 12 efficiency cores. 8. It has 20 total cores. That's what I meant to say. 20 total cores, rather than the 16 that you have in the 12700K. Efficiency cores can help a lot when it comes to streaming, all the background processes you're running. Do you need that? No. 16 cores is good. But the performance increase between 12th gen and then 13th, 14th gen, because 14th gen is mostly a refresh except for the i7 that got those extra efficiency cores. But the jump from 12th to 13th gen, you were looking at some pretty nice actual performance improvements. The GPU, though this is a legendary GPU with the EVGA for the Win 3 Ultra Gaming, right? That's great. But at this point, it is a little bit outdated. It does not feature AV1 encoding. You could do a 4080 Super or even a 4090 if you wanted to. This will still do what you need, but that's not what you're here for, right? You're looking to kind of max out what you've got. But if you're going to do something like a 4080 Super or a 4090, I would probably be looking at a power supply upgrade as well. Oh, really? Best viewers. I don't know what this Sulfur White person's talking about. The best viewers are already here, baby. There you go. We jamming with Gray. Nice. Thinking. I'm thinking right now. A quick question for you, and this might seem a little bit okay. What kind of streaming are you doing? Are you doing game streaming, right? You got your main camera angle for face cam. You got your desktop capture, your window capture. That's your streaming, right? That's what you're doing. I'm thinking. Okay, cool. With now what you're doing, yeah, I was gonna say 64 gigs of RAM pretty much, because of the content creation, video editing. I'm actually running 96 gigs myself, which I just never run out of RAM, which is awesome. But 64 gigs, you're never gonna run out of RAM either, like unless you are getting into very serious, very complicated video editing. At like we're talking about, like, no, even then, your 64 gigs, most people can run just fine on that for any video editing task. We're gonna edit this part list. That's what I'm gonna do. X48 is what I'm running. We'll do that, and let's just see what pops up here. I'm currently running Kingston. This right here, DDR5 that. No, it's not. I'm just gonna look. Hold on. I don't quite remember all the specs off the top of my head right now. Yes, it's the 6400. 6400. This kit right here is the one I'm running. It's $385.99, but it's 96 gigs of RAM. Very fast too, 6400. Now, my only concern is whether the Z690-E. Let me. I can check the QVL on that real quick. Let me take a look. Support and CPU memory support, and we go to memory. And then we will look for vendors, and it's going to be Kingston. Let's actually do this. We can get the information right off of this. Okay, I'll try a different search term. We'll try 96. No. Let's XMP size 2 by 48. Let's just remove this. We'll go to 6400. I guess I have to have a search term. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. Okay, I have to have some kind of term in there. We'll try Fury, I guess. Okay, what the heck? It's not helping out. Is it XMP and Expo? Let's try a little piece of this then. Yes, QVL is acting up, man. I'm telling you. Where are we at? We're down here. Should be able to go by the model number, but that's not really working. Let's reload this. There should be just a list down here then. So, okay, can't sort by vendors there. We'll just keep looking through it. It's not in alphabetical order. Okay. And you can't click these to sort it. So, sort by vendors. There we go. Kingston, 32 and 16. But this is not in alphabetical order either. I just clicked it. Alrighty then. I guess 2 by 48 isn't a thing. This is a Z690. Okay, this is before really 24 and 48 gig sticks of RAM were a thing. So those are probably, we'll go 64 gigs. We're just gonna go 64 gigs to guarantee compatibility. And if we look at this, let's see. Oh, it just removes the, hold on. Wait, it takes them off of there? What the hell? All right, that's crazy. This is such a weird QVL sheet. I mean, okay. All right, sure, whatever. Okay, Kingston, 2 by 32. Okay, not Kingston then. Okay, fine. We'll do G skill, okay? Asus, my bad. Hello, Gio. Welcome to the stream. Christos is correct, though. I think maybe it's because I'm currently helping them directly, and you don't want to pull me away from helping somebody because you wouldn't want me to be helping you, and then someone comes in and distracts me from that, right? But the form is right here. There you go. It also auto-populates in the chat, so okay. It would have come up at some point. But I think a lot of people ignore that because it's an auto posted thing in chat, and I don't think a lot of people read those. So it's not the best system, to be honest. But it's a system that I've got. Okay, all right. Two by 32 G skill 6030. Okay. What about higher speeds in that? Because Intel plays nice with higher speeds. No? Nothing? Okay. Well, again, one of the benefits of Z790 is better DDR5 compatibility. So, sure. All right. What we'll do is we'll find the one that has best timings on it. Well, this is pretty good, but let's go back one page. Find the one that has best timings on it, and we'll get this kit, whatever this is, right? Oh, that's in white, which should match your build there. That was nice and annoying. I loved that. That was fun. We'll take these off, or we'll swap them. It's going to add other ones. Let's do that. And there, oh, it's the Ripjaws. It's the Ripjaws S5. Well, they're on the list. That's what the RS is. And that's the T's. Okay. TZ5K. Similar timings there. Okay, we'll do these then. That's going to look better in the build. Oh, that's the black ones. Okay. We'll find the next one. That's where the white one, the silver ones will be. Silver. That's it. That's what we needed right here. This is why I don't shop for RAM by QVL sheets. They're just not optimized for use that way. There you go. RGB, silver. It'll look nice in the build. And they're DDR5 6000, 2x32 is 64 gigs with much better cast latency and timings overall than the kit you currently have. There you go. Okay. Now the GPU. I mean, if you want to max out your here's the thing. If you can get by with the 3080 for a while, you have a working system. It should be around the end of the year or early or Q1 of 2025 is when the 5080 is going to come out, and then the 5090. If you want to wait for that and your 3080 is working, it's not like, yes, you can do AV1, okay? But it's not going to make a huge difference in the quality of your streams as much as a high quality camera, good lighting, good audio. Going from a 3080 to a 4090 is actually, you know, you're going to get more difference out of just optimizing your OBS settings, really. So you might want to save that portion of the budget for when the 50 series comes out in 6 months or so, 5 months, something like that. The 3080 is me. I will steal the hospital LEDs. No problem, Gio. You good? You're good? Crash, I've already watched the entire series with my kid. It is a great series. Hayden Hill, glad you like the vibes. What's up, Brent? I will steal hospital LEDs. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I don't know. I in the position you're in here with the system that you've got, it's a tough call. You know, you could get yourself an awesome. You have a white build here. You can get yourself an awesome white themed 4090. Throw it in there, and you'll feel great about that right now. But the 4090 has been out for over a year and a half now, something like that. When did the 4090 launch? October 12th, 2022. On October 12th, it'll have been out for 2 years. That's not the worst thing, but that just means you're getting closer to the time that the next. You're going to be like, I didn't buy that thing for 2 years, and I buy it right when the replacement is launched. You might not want to do that. If you're going to do that, you wait till after 50 series launches and get a huge discount on the 4090. Imagine for a moment, okay? Imagine being one of the people who bought a $2,000 3090 Ti in the month before the 4090 came out. Because that's what they were charging for a 3090 Ti. And that thing's getting beat by a 4070 Ti now. For like, you know, a third of the price. So actually, if my old coworker picks me up, we have 20 LED rails at the shop that just stay in storage. Yeah, I just searched it. It was October 12th, 2022. That was probably the retail launch, whereas the announcement was probably in September. 1.3K for my... Oh, I know. I remember. The dark times. These were the dark times when you got this thing. But I'm going to tell you something. When Cuddles had a 3080 and it died, so I sent Cuddles my beloved For the Win 3 Ultra Gaming 3090. Tons of VRAM in that thing. For video editing, it is great, and he's using that. And I'm like, that's my For the Win 3. EVGA is gone now. So this is a special GPU you got there. Don't just go giving that thing away. Get it framed or something. Yeah, that's because EVGA left the market. It kept a good amount of market value because of that. And for the Win 3 cards were like goated. They were some cream of the crop cards right there in that generation, in that series. Yo, Gio, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you for the prime sub. Welcome to the swarm. Oh, I totally forgot that I was talking about good lighting, and that's what you said. You'll steal the hospital LEDs. LED rails. I wonder what color temperature those are at. Probably like straight up 5700 or like even higher. But then you just change your white balance on your camera, and then it's going to look good. Anyway, so what you can do to prepare in the meantime we'll get you a power supply upgrade, so you're ready for whatever they come out with, because goodness knows that NVIDIA is not shy about raising the power requirements of their cards. 9,500? It's hospital lighting, of course it is. Wow. I think that's probably the color temperature of the lights in the hotel we stayed at. Good Lord, those lights were searing our retinas. They were horrible. We were like trying to figure out the right combination of lights to not like have our rods and cones melted out of our eyeballs. I have this thing, man. Okay, hold on a second. NVIDIA requires another third of the Dallas power grid for launch of 50 series. What I'm waiting for is power supplies that are like that are using appliance level plugs in the wall. Oh, I'm sorry. Your plug ain't gonna do it, buddy. Oh, what am I doing? I can click to the right of it a little bit. Okay. Okay. So, what we can do in the meantime, you can upgrade your GPU. You really can, but that's not going to have a big impact on your stream quality, is what I was saying. That's the topic I was on. Man, I'm so exhausted. My brain is fried right now. Okay. The one thing that you'll benefit from is going to be the greater VRAM, and of course, when you're rendering graphics and stuff like that in video editing, when you're doing VFX or like just graphics on screen, things like that in real time while you're trying to scrubbing all that stuff is faster with the more powerful GPU. That's all true. But you can get started with it, unless you've already gotten started with it. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. Okay, let's finish this. Let me at least recommend a good power supply here. We don't need 850. We're gonna go. Let's give you a big honking power supply. You can overdo it on the power supply, and it affects nothing other than to have something that's just overbuilt until you have a GPU in there that requires the power, that has a 12 VH PWR connector. $4,000 for a look. You're talking about a $4,000 budget for an upgrade. That's a whole system. You could also do a dual PC setup and have a dedicated streaming rig. You do know that, right? But if you're doing video editing, you will benefit from getting an overall system upgrade. Where's my wattage at? It's up here. There it is. Tough Power GF3 is a sick power supply, but I don't think this is the... That's a non... I made it to where it's a minimum of one 12 VH PWR connector. It just didn't update, maybe? How about we go for a Fantex one? No, not merchant. That's the wrong thing. How about we go for a Fantex one so you have really nice cables in there? Unless you already have extensions, you probably do. Okay, 0 compatible products. That's... Oh, okay, that's because it's like 1,000 watts, probably. Yeah, the amp V2. Let's change this back. We won't do the Fantex thing. Well, that's the wrong thing. It's already at 1. Okay, good. It was... What was the thing that I changed? The wattage. Okay. And Fantex. We'll take that off of there. Go to the colors, right? We have that as an option here. Yes, white. What options we got here? The new C1200. That is a good power supply. It is a really solid power supply. Vertex GX. Seasonic, always good. Let's go Seasonic Vertex GX, 1200 watt, 80 plus gold. That'll more than handle what you're trying to do. Yeah. Or you can go for the new Lee & Lee Edge one. That is too... Oh, the Vertex isn't even priced. The new Edge, Lee & Lee Edge power supply is the one with... It's designed for cases like your case, because you have the 011 Evo. Looking at this, they do have really nice looking cables with this, with white connectors, all that individual... You know, their sleeve cables and all that. So with, yeah, combs and all that, it looks like. At least for the 24 pin. Let's go with this thing. Okay. Yeah, this is brand new. These things just came out. I didn't realize how many of these did not have prices that I was actually legitimately looking at. We'll remove the old one. Oh, it already did it for us. That's going to look great in there. That's going to be a good option. And your CPU. 14700K. There you go. 2 years strong on your thinking skills. No, it's more like wear and tear, honestly. It's wear and tear. Okay, you're gonna want more storage than what you have. And with this motherboard, there's one thing about this motherboard that because I ran this motherboard for a while, as you may know. So they have an interesting setup where you have a single M.2 socket here. That's direct to CPU. You have dual here, so 2 more there. And then you have the M.2, the Hyper M.2 card, which I never liked. I never liked the Hyper M.2 card. Depending on how you set it up, it can bifurcate your X16. And also, it's a gigantic card that only fits 2 M.2 drives. It means you can have a total of 5, and you generally won't need that many if you get large drives here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go in here and suggest an additional drive for you. At least a 4 terabyte Inland Performance Plus. And look at the price on this thing. 4 terabytes. Where are we at? There is the 8 terabyte. It is $895. Okay, you don't need to go that route. There, 4 terabytes, $329 for a 4 terabyte drive. And you could even add another one later. Now, doing video editing, you're eventually going to want some mechanical storage. You're spinning hard drives. You do need mass storage, okay? But you can worry about that later. So there you go. All you do is buy the stuff you don't already have. If you put M.2 in the top slot, it cuts your GPU lanes in half on that board. It's going to depend. So that's a Gen 5 slot, and if you run a Gen 4 drive in there, and you make sure to have it set to Gen 4, I believe you can have it set to Gen 4 without bifurcating the X16 on that one. I had that problem not on that board, but on an MSI board, and it was not great because it would not recognize that it was a Gen 4 drive. Oops. If you want to see that and the results I got from it, that is in the Skytech Eclipse review video, the white Skytech Eclipse review video. All right, let me save the build for you. I'll save as. Did I misspell it? Okay. No, I didn't. Okay. Again, fried synapses here. They're not firing properly. I fried my piston rings. You know, it was a danger to manifold all over the place. Okay, so that's the new link. If you want to grab any of that stuff. Okay, cool. That's good. We got it. Okay, so the next person, but there you go, Christos, there you go. Thank you. 2 years later, the sequel. Love it. Love that concept. Very cool. And then Turt Levi, 12, it is your turn. No problem, Christos. You good. Happy to help. Okay, cool. All right. So let's take a look at what we're doing here. We're doing a pre-built. And for gaming and streaming at 1440p. And you're interested in Skytech. Okay. So here's where you're like, okay, you can get great value from Skytech for $1,500. There is a limitation here that unless you do a custom system, you can't really choose your motherboard. We can try to do something like that. But when you do a custom system, you don't get as good of a deal as their pre-configured systems. So you're probably going to end up with a motherboard that doesn't have a ton of I/O. So what you do, and when I say I/O, the problem with that is that you won't have that many USB ports on the back of the motherboard. And as you go, that might not be a problem in the very beginning. If you just have like keyboard, mouse, headset, microphone, or like audio interface, whatever, and one Stream Deck, you're okay. But You might be adding more like external capture cards, things like that over time, and you need fast USB ports for some of those things or they won't work. So this is a low profile example of this, okay? There are larger cards with more additional I/O. This is a low profile one for like if you got a height Y70 or Y60 or something. But look at that. That is 4 additional USB 3.0 ports with no additional power needed. And it just goes into PCIe right there. And there are some of these that'll have 5 of these plus 2 USB Type-Cs, things like that. And they're not that expensive. It's like the bigger ones, like $30. And it's plug and play. You plug it in, the ports should just work. That's it. So that's what you do when you're trying to build a streaming system on a budget and you can't choose your motherboard because you're getting something pre-configured. Let's go take a look at what Skytech has. Post battery and Discord once it's going. Sweet. For anyone who's interested in streaming, though, I can tell you one thing. One of my favorite streaming peripherals is the thing that lets me do this with no hands, and that is the Elgato Stream Deck pedal. It is so cool. Like, just being able to do that, and I'll do that same thing when I'll move it over when I'm doing a standing up unboxing stream, and I'm just there, and it looks like I got a team doing stuff because I'm just talking to you guys, I got my hands out, whatever, and then it just shifts the scene, or it does something like that. It's very cool. And there are also other cheaper pedals, USB pedal devices out there, but they won't work necessarily with your Stream Deck software, which has a lot of functionality baked right into it. Anyway, Skytech, let's go. First, I'm going to check if there are any crazy deals right now on the pre-configured systems. Okay, we're going to sort by price low to high. First, oh, this is loading a lot faster. They optimized their website, didn't I? If they did that, I am going to message them now and say thank you. Now, whatever budget you're at, I will typically go a little higher on the price because we have a pretty nice coupon code here, which is code SWARM, okay? And that will lower the price for you. Eclipse Lite, $1389.99, 7600X, and a 7800 XT. Remember what I said, guys. Because of the change with Twitch and OBS, which is something I was maligning quite a bit until the full details weren't out yet, at least not to me. I don't talk to anybody at OBS or Twitch. I thought that they were, because NVIDIA was making such a big deal out of it, it seemed as though it was a partnership thing, but apparently it's compatible with the 7000 series Radeon GPUs. 7600X and 7800 XT. The 7600X could use a couple more cores, it's true. But you can upgrade this thing for years to come with whatever CPUs come out, including a 9000 series CPU, okay? But it is a B650 motherboard. At least it's not in, you know, MATX, meaning micro ATX with less expandability, which you do need that expandability to add in those PCIe cards. The power supply is a little weak on this. Hang on a second. I think it's no. Okay, can't buy this. And I've got some words for Skytech because, well, hold on. I got AMD recommends a minimum 700 watt system power supply, and this is 650 watts. I have never seen them make this mistake. In my recollection, I have never seen them make this mistake. Oh, well, I was going to open up Discord for one reason, and I'm going to open up for another. Give me a second, guys. Oh, no, I can just do this, actually. I'm going to come back over here real quick. Which is a better website between Paradox and Skytech? They're both nice-looking websites. I mean, they both have computers on them and pictures of computers. I think Paradox has a nicer aesthetic website. Their website is nicer aesthetically, and their configurator works really well too. They don't really do pre-configured systems that often like this. You'll see ready-to-ship systems, but they're both pretty nice websites. I'm not sure. I didn't know you were evaluating websites out there. That's cool. I've been doing that for a while. Those work great. I have 2 of them. Oh, the pedals. Oh yeah. I probably need to grab myself another one at some point, so I can have it in my standing setup for unboxings and stuff. But I only do those. I mean, I haven't done one in a while. I haven't unboxed a PC in a while. It's starting to get the shakes. Oh wait, no, I have those all the time. Never mind. But no, give me a second. Oh, I know. I should do this. Well, okay. No, let's do it. That's unfortunate. So, okay, what I'm talking about here is I've called out companies for this. In particular, Main Gear. Relentlessly for month after month, I called out Main Gear in multiple videos for pre-speccing for having a pre-spec system in which they did something like they built a system with a 3070 with a 500 watt power supply. Now that was more egregious than this. And what I'm running into here is the fact that AMD's own website, hold on, AMD's own website here, all right? Okay, this is their basically the whole spec sheet thing on the 7800 XT. States that this is a recommendation, okay? I get it. This is a recommendation. However, this is their minimum recommendation. They also recommend a minimum of 8 gigs of RAM, okay? Like, you don't go by the bare minimum, and if anything, you don't go under the bare minimum. You can you can get a 700 watt power supply, okay, and run a 7800 XT, yes. But 650 watts, That's not like the 150 under that Main Gear was. And what they said was like, well, we tested it for how long? A year and a half, 2 years? Or was it an afternoon? Because you see, that's BS if that's what you did, because it doesn't matter what testing you do. You're not as well equipped and as well versed in this hardware as the people who designed and manufactured it. You're a system integrator. You listen to these recommendations and you follow them on behalf of the customer. That is your job. Whatever your opinions are do not matter, because your job is to reliably and consistently look out for the consumer. And one of the bare minimum things you do is you meet the bare minimum requirements from the part manufacturer who made the stuff you're installing. This is probably, if this is a typo, awesome. If it's just one blip in their otherwise sterling history of specking PCs where they don't do this, then okay. As long as they take this thing down, they don't sell it like this, because that is them sidestepping their responsibility if they do so. If they just sell them like, okay, well, maybe on the next one. Maybe on the next ones we'll not do what you criticize every other company for. I know and like the people over at Skytech. They're awesome, okay? They're very cool people, but that will never change what my job is. And my opinions don't matter when it comes to my job. I objectively look, hey, there's a number that the manufacturer said. Is it at that number or higher? Cool, you're good. I would prefer it wasn't at the minimum, but okay. This is under the minimum, and that's unacceptable in my estimation. So they are better than this, Crash. They are better than this. We gotta hope, because look, like, no company stays. Like, okay, companies can change and things can slip, but my responsibility to them, like, look, I've said this to you guys a bunch of times and I mean it, okay? You can never expect me to get to know people at a company and then hold them to a lower standard. No. When I respect someone, or I hold them in high regard, I don't hold them to a lower standard. I hold them to a higher standard, and that's what you should do. That's what all you guys should do. Okay? If you look up to somebody, don't forgive stuff that they do that, like, is crap. No, be like, hey, you as Crash said, you're better than this, Skytech. Come on. So, for any of you guys out there who see it when I'm doing a Skytech review and I'm like, they're letting me keep the system, but let's criticize it anyway if they find something wrong with it. You guys know, whenever I find something wrong, I have dragged Skytech over the coals when they did something wrong on a system they're giving me. I don't care though, because they're selling it to hundreds or thousands of people like that. Okay? And my job is not to be like, oh, thanks, I'm going to give this one away, or I needed this hardware for testing, thank you. No. My job is to be like, yo, do better, because you can, and you have done better. So this is not like you get your system and there's a little issue. No. This is a problem in the design, in the way it was spec'd out, and they like, it doesn't matter if they're like, but it works. Okay, so what? Why do we have those recommendations? Why do we have standards? You can run a business with OSHA violations. It ain't gonna go well. It's not gonna go well. And even if some of those seem a little arbitrary or silly, they're there for a reason. And if you don't respect that reason, or you don't understand that reason, especially if you don't understand the reasoning for it, then just default to following it, okay? Because that means they are definitely more well-versed in what should go in the system. And they'll tell you, thank you, AMD, for doing that. Thank you, NVIDIA, for also providing that information. I'm ranting now, but nothing will get me ranting more than when a company I respect does something that I would not have expected them to do. So that's probably a slip up. I'm hoping that's what it is. We will keep our eyes peeled. I'll keep my eyes peeled for a response on that. We'll see. We'll see what they say. Now, that's not maligning any of Skytech's other products, unless we find more like that, which we're going to go look for. Let's go find out. Oh, that's nice. That is also nice. Oof. Let me ask you, I'm sorry I got on such a tangent there, okay? This is what I do. If I see it, I say it, and you just can't shut me up. I want to remind you guys of something really important real quick before I'm fully off this tangent, okay? And this is something that I have been directly told by the CTO of Skytech. Bring it. Tell us what we do wrong. We need to know. No company is perfect, but we want to get as close to it as we can. One reason they don't hesitate to say, like, hey, you hold on to the system. If it's of value to you, give it away, or use the hardware, whatever you need. Give us a fair shake. Like, give it a fair review. If you have criticism, that's why. And it's not sponsored. It's like anything. If someone sent me hair gel for free, I can say anything I want about it. Okay. I'm pretty sure if I ever do something where it's like there's a product in front of me and it's a sponsored thing, I'm probably going to say whatever I want anyway. And I probably won't get a lot of those sponsorships because of that. It's just me. It's just the way I cannot shut up when I see something that I don't like, that I think could be better. That's why Brayathorn ranting is on the bingo card, guys. Their website got a lot faster, Crash, to be fair. Okay. Now, Turt Levi, I hope you haven't left through all that. Remember, though, that because I go off like that, Skytech has changed and improved things. I went on, when I saw that they had an AIO installed with a pump at the top of the loop in the last review I did for the 011 Vision system, I ranted so hard, they changed the way they build that system. From that one stream, they changed the way they build that system and the way they build systems in general in how they install the AIO. That's why I do this. Because I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see them like, oh, these guys need to be shut down because they did a bad thing. No, do better and flourish. Okay? I don't want anyone losing jobs. I don't want anyone losing warranties. Flourish. Improve and flourish. That is what I want for every SI in the industry that is truly bringing something of value to this industry and taking care of their customers after the sale, which is arguably more important, honestly. Thank you, Crash. I appreciate that. And Turt Levi, thank you for the patience. There are some really cool looking systems here, though. Like, let's check these out because I got to ask you, Turt Levi. You mentioned your budget, or it shows here your budget is $1,500, but I will generally ask this because the budget listing is in increments of $500, which is not very fine adjustments there. $500, those are big increments. Where's your budget actually at? Like between the 1,500 and 2,000 range? Is it right at 1,500 or is it like 1,650? What's your actual budget? Chris does that, and it ain't quite like that. It ain't quite like that. But I mean, it's more like no, not that. I wouldn't call myself like that harsh coach, that wants to see the best out of the players, right? Because I'm not in the industry like that. I'm 1 foot in the industry, 1 foot in the consumer side of things. Like that's where I want to be. But it's something like that where it's like, no, it's tough love sometimes. It's got to be right at 1,500. Okay. Well, a good thing we have a coupon code because there are some really cool looking systems here, and a couple of them are right here. So you have the King 95, which is so these are both similar in that they both have the Ryzen 7 7700X. Okay. They're both on sale, by the way. They were both over $1,800, and you get a further discount with my code. And they're both at $1,550 after discount from Skytech, not including my discount with the code, okay? Plus shipping is free, and you should try to include that in your sort of estimation of how you would probably, what you would probably end up spending elsewhere, somewhere else where shipping is not free. But we're going to take a look at both of these, okay? Because the main difference between them is this one has an AMD Radeon 7800 XT for the GPU. This one has an RTX 4070 Super. Okay, and that's these two systems here. The King 95, which has obviously got a lot going into it with the visuals, and then the Omega 2. Okay, so we're going to look at the differences other than the GPU. All right, this is, I think, a more expensive case, by the way. Thermaltake cases are going to be generally more expensive than Montech, even though this one looks like it would probably be more expensive. That is not really the situation. So 360 millimeter AIO, B650. So let's look at those two things. 360 millimeter AIO, B650. Same on both. Okay. 32 gigs DDR5 5600. 32 gigs DDR5 5200. So this one with the 4070 Super has slightly slower RAM. It's not quite a deal breaker. I mean, neither of them are optimal because they should be at 6,000 megatransfers per second. But, you know, it's not going to detonate the system that it's not ideal for one-to-one memory synchronization, whatever. You know, I don't think that's as much of a thing with 7000 series Ryzen as it was with previous generations, but it still is kind of a thing. 1 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe, 850 watt gold. 1 terabyte NVMe Gen 4, 750 watt gold. Just checking this. Okay, that is 100 watts above what's recommended. Hold on, wait. 50 watts over what's recommended, according to this list. I would rather find it on NVIDIA's website, but you know, I'll find it at some point. Anyways, still, this is fine. This is fine. To be fair, I'm fairly certain that AMD and NVIDIA, when they make their recommendations, even then they put some cushion there. And that's why some SIs will do something like be 50 watts under or whatever. But I will always call that out because it doesn't matter. Saving $2 or $1 on the power supply on the purchasing side of things is not worth sort of flouting that trust that the customer gives you when you build the system for them, when you spec the system for them. They both have 1 terabyte NVMe Gen 4 drives, but this one has a weaker power supply, and the 4070 Super, this one has an 850 watt power supply, and the 7800 XT. Now, one of the biggest differences between these two cards is going to be the better ray tracing performance of the 4070 Super, plus it has dual AV1 encoding, whereas the 7800 XT has an AV1 encoder and decoder. Instead, it's a different setup. But what we're going to look at is this. Check this out, okay? If we're looking at 1440p, where you're looking to hang out at, right? Let's take a look where how these cards stack up. 4070 Super does beat the 7800 XT, and it's going to further beat it once you have ray tracing involved, okay? So this one's going to be the more powerful system overall. It has slightly slower memory and 100 watts less, but it's still above what the recommendation is from NVIDIA. And you still have the same drive, same AIO. It's going to be a smaller case overall. So if you're trying to put this on in your setup on your desk, it's going to take up less real estate there. This is going to be the more powerful system. Blondie but geeky, how are you? How have you been? You missed an epic rant just now. I ranted and I raved, and there was much fun to be had. It's been a minute though. I'm happy to see it. But yeah, Turt Levi, I would go with this. Now, $1549 is above budget, right? No, it's not. Check it out. Let's see if my discount is either going to get it right just above your budget, like by a few dollars, or just under it. Let's see what it does. Let's see if I'm correct in that estimation. Let's find out. SWARM. Swarm. What are we taking off of here? 45 bucks, 50 bucks, 46.50. So it's at 1503 and 49 cents with free shipping. That's before taxes. The only thing that's going to raise this up is taxes, which is not included in the budget as I listed in the form. So there you go. $3 of a budget and 49 cents. I apologize for that. I have a smaller desk. Do they have something just as good but in a different case? Do you want like a small form factor system? Because this is not a big case. No, this is not a, though, this case is not a huge case, okay? King 95, if you had mentioned that earlier, which by the way, if you know that, I want you to know that I don't automatically know that. If I had recommended this one above all else, said this was the best one, this thing is wide. It has a big stance. It's a dual chamber case. What would you have done? I don't have, I mean, I feel, you know, like I don't have that kind of connection where I can just like bzz and just know stuff. So get your, you know, get go to, you know, Salvation Army, get a side table, just like cheap wooden side table, something like that, or some kind of thing to prop it up on off the floor. But this is not a huge case. This is a pretty standard mid-size ATX case. All right, that's just what most systems are going to be. And here's the fun part. If you want a small form factor system, everything we just did is gone. And you're going to have a less powerful system because you're generally going to pay more for stuff like an ITX motherboard. And ITX cases can't always fit full-size GPUs, though a lot of them can these days. There's a lot of caveats to it. SFX power supplies that are required can be more expensive than their full-size ATX counterparts. PC Tower cart from Amazon is under $20. There you go, Turt Levi. USA Armored Combat Medic coming in for the save, as is appropriate. I like the specs. I just don't like how that case looks. Hold on. You said you... Okay, all right. Well, I mean, you wanted a white build. That's right. Don't put it on the floor. That's correct. Because your power supply is on the bottom. You could have just said you don't like the way it looks. You were starting to talk about like your desk and you want... So I was thinking small form factor. Just tell me, you know, how you actually feel about it. You know, no need to beat around the bush. You have this one opportunity to get free help. I mean, you don't have to be shy. You can just tell me how you feel about it. Who else is waiting? Hold on. Because you see, at any point you could have told me, I don't like how that one looks. What about the other one? Or whatever. There could be 3 people waiting for help right now if they're all still here. So we're going to have to figure this out because if it's just a looks thing, we might have to go with a custom system and it's going to cut back on your specs considerably, very likely. I mean, if you want a white system, yeah, I don't know. That thing has a 3080 in it. I basically narrowed it down by your budget. You see this right here? Between 1377 and 1715. These are the systems here. This one, I wouldn't recommend this because it's a 5700X. So you don't really have much upgradability in the CPU, right? Even if you like that case more, these are pre-configured and you can't customize them. The Eclipse Lite was pretty good with a 7600X and 7800XT, and it's like $120 less, $110 less. No, actually like $160 less. But you're losing 2 cores on the CPU in that case, if you like the way this one looks more. Oh, Mike, I hate LA traffic too. Good Lord. Oh, when I go out there for TwitchCon, I'll just rent a car so I can drive from, do stuff in LA, then drive down to San Diego. Oh, man, I regretted that so much. And then parking in downtown San Diego is like, how do you people do this? How do you do this? But then there's like a giant parking garage. You got to walk 4 blocks to get to TwitchCon. It was great. I loved it. I like the way the Chronos looks. Okay. But they don't have the same specs. like I what I was looking for were the best specs that and also these are mostly not white. Like you have a border around it that is a white build. So generally, if you're looking for white build, these aren't the first things I go to. But also 12700F and a 4070 is not going to be anywhere near as good as that 7700X and a 4070 Super. You're talking about giving up 15 to 20% of performance in the GPU, depending on context, depending on what game you're playing. Yeah. So, all right, back to the drawing board. And it's perfectly fine. This is your money. I'm not trying to tell you, hey, I gave you my 30 minutes. Spend thousands of dollars on this. No. I'm thinking this is just sort of how I go through this process. And what I'm going to do, we're going to go back. Oh, I should just click this and then click the thing under it. But okay, either way. Yeah, no answer yet. We'll see. What am I doing? I'm going here. Oh, it's right there. Get started. That's what I needed. All right. So you're going to be giving up some performance here because this thing starts out at $2,300, right? Okay. So we're going to have to go with the baseline 7600X. We're going to drop the GPU maybe down to 4060 Ti, maybe. We'll find out. We'll just start with that, okay? Because we got to get it under budget before we can bring it back up, okay? All right, this is actually similar to what the system already has. We'll leave that in there. Case. You like the Eclipse. That's in the G500A, I believe. So that should be the right case already. But there are way cheaper cases here that could drop your price that look pretty nice. But we're going to ignore that. You like the Eclipse case? Oh, no. It wasn't. It was a Chronos. Let's go with the Chronos then. Where is that thing at? Where are you at? Is it not in the... Here it is. Okay. I mean, maybe. Yeah, they don't seem to have it as an option for the custom systems. It might just be for the pre-configured systems. Yeah, there's no Chronos here. Well, we can't pick that one regardless. We can't pick the Chronos regardless as a custom system. I'm gonna show a big picture of it here somewhere. Am I too zoomed in or something? Yes, I am. What do you think about this guy right here? What do you think about this case? Oh, good, a white background. Thank you, Skytech. All right, cool. What do you think about that? It doesn't have a system in it, so it could be a little hard to tell. Is that all right? San Diego, you bribe a nice neighborhood, $200 a week for a week of good parking. But the thing about it is, where TwitchCon goes on, it's almost like it's a little island amongst all these sidewalks, and it's a lot of walking to get there. And there's like a train that goes through, a trolley or whatever thing that goes through. I don't know, man. It's been 2 years since I went to San Diego, so it's a little fuzzy. But yeah, I don't even remember what I did 4 days ago. Right? That looks nice. Awesome. That's not going to fit, so we change the cooler. 360. There you go. Oh, that's plus $17 to go from a 420 down to a 360. Cool. Skytech, that's kind of weird. But okay. We're still above budget. We're at $1679. So we got to keep cutting this thing down. Motherboard, sorry. You're going to get an MATX motherboard. Let's see what we can do, I guess. Oh, it's because they have a super expensive power supply. Well, not super expensive, but they have a pretty pricey power supply in here. Now, we can go pretty low on the power supply because we're only running a 4060 Ti in here. That's going to use less wattage. We could probably go 650 watts without a problem. But I'd rather not if I can avoid it. Focus GM 850. It's not fully modular, but it's semi-modular, 80 plus gold rated, and it's $180 less. That's going to get us under budget, finally. Then we can upgrade your motherboard, if possible, to a motherboard that I think is actually very good for streaming. This is the MSI X670E Gaming Plus Wi-Fi. All right. Lots of I/O on this thing. But now we're at 1589. So it's going to come out to like 1530. You're getting a 1 terabyte M.2, but it's not a Gen 4 one. But I'm out of budget. I can't really do anything about that. And you've gone down from a 7700X and a 4070 Super to a 4060 Ti and a 7600X. So the configurator does not have these deep discounts like the pre-configured systems do. That's the problem. And that's what I explained to you at the onset of this, at the very beginning. Okay, remember when I talked about this at the very beginning? If there's a, like, let me show you something here real quick. Okay, this is the 4070 Super right here. And this is the 4060 Ti. Like, the amount of drop in performance between the two is the same drop in performance in number of FPS as the difference between a 4070 Super and a 4090. Okay? It's different, okay? You get diminishing returns when you get to this, when you get to the higher end of things. There's also 1440p Ultra, but yeah, still. It's almost equivalent to the different, no, not the, that's, yeah. It's about the same as the gap between the 4070 Super and the 4090, okay? You're losing 2 cores. That can hurt you when you're streaming because you need to run a lot of stuff in the background, stuff like that. So here's my advice to you. Instead of, to get a case you like, spending more money and losing performance for more money, get something like this and eventually do a case swap. Put it in a case you like. Like the G500, no, not G500. You can't buy the Chronos case. That is for Skytech. That is their case. I don't know if you can buy it separately, and if you could, I wouldn't know where. But you can find ones that are similar to that. Get the system that is an insane deal on the hardware, and then put that hardware in another box. In another metal and glass box that you like the look of. Because it's a PC, you can do that. Is it difficult? Maybe. It is kind of difficult to do a case migration. In the meantime, you'll have to look at this thing and know that, man, I could have spent way more money and got so much less performance. Why didn't I do that? But then you get yourself a like an $80 case down the road and completely change the look of your build. Just like that. All you got to do is take the parts out, put them in the other one. It's not quite that simple, but in a way it kind of is. It's like practicing PC building. You might not have wanted to do that. I understand. But it's kind of what you need to do if you want to have that kind of deal come your way. There we go. You got it. Okay, cool. And let's not forget the fact that it's not even this price. It is lower price with my coupon code. And yeah. And hey, here's the fun part. Since you don't care about this case, take take the front panel off and like maybe a side panel off. Take it to the garage, spray paint it your favorite color. Do whatever you want. You don't even like this case. Who cares? Make it, like customize it. Maybe you'll end up really liking it. I know people who have reviewed it have liked this case. It is very nice. The series is nice. What was I going to do? Let's go here to this. My main thing when we are trying to do a lot on a specific budget is that you have to make some sacrifices. If you want to do 1440p gaming and quality streaming on $1,500, that can be very limiting. Your only limiting factor here is the aesthetics of the case, and you'll just temporarily be like, you know what, I'm good with that. This thing is awesome. I hope you do like it, like enough to where you're like, no problem. Let's see. Oh, I had to verify I was human. But thankfully, I was able to flout that system, and they'll never know that I am a fleshy AI. Right. Very true. When people are watching your stream, they're not going to be like, I can't see your PC. Your stream looks awesome, and I can't see your PC, but I don't like the way your PC looks, so I'm leaving. No, they want to know, you want to have the most performance you can get for your money, and sometimes aesthetics have to come second. but the world is your oyster with a PC. You can do anything you want with it once you get accustomed to the idea of doing something like swapping parts or swapping the case that it's in. I think that it's going to motivate you. If you weren't too interested in PC DIY, it could be the motivating factor to get you into it. Oh, here you go. Also that's the code you need to get it to that 1503, okay? I never like, when someone says they don't like something, I typically move on. But that is a really good deal, and I'm not trying to coerce you into it. I was just showing. Went and did a full custom build to show you, instead of just saying, oh, it's going to cost more if you do it custom. I wanted to show you that. I took the time to do that because I don't want you to just take my word for it. I wanted to demonstrate it, It is worth it to sometimes take a hit on the aesthetics in order to get the performance you want. Okay. You're very welcome. You're hoping to do a case swap at some point too? Nice. What case is that? Which one were you talking about? Case swap sounds like a later chapter in the pre-built rebuilt series, maybe. Yeah, like the last episode, because it is the most complex one. Case swapping is not necessarily, it's almost like building a PC, but you get to do it in reverse before, and a lot of stuff stays together. Like, you don't take off the CPU. You can even leave the cooler mounted on the CPU and just shift them over. CPU is in the motherboard, RAM is in the motherboard, storage in the motherboard, cooler is still mounted to it. You just move it into the new case. Then you move some fans, your power supply, and you're kind of done. There's just some cable management to do and stuff. Now, this could affect your warranty, so maybe rock it like this for a year, and then your warranty is up. Then move it. However you want to do it, remember, this is going to be your system for streaming, and a warranty is nice to have. But you always put it back in there, I guess, if you do need a warranty repair. Now you know. All right, cool. So that's done. Sorry, that one took a little while, guys, for those who are waiting. But we're going to go ahead and move on. So who's here? Out of these last three who entered forums, we have GXC Rake, I guess, if I'm saying that right. Geo MHK and the Mystic Titan in that order. Who's here? Geo is here. Is GXC here? I can actually just check in chat. Not in Twitch chat. Yes, in YouTube chat. GXC Rake, are you here? If I'm not saying that right, you got to let me know. I feel like I'm not getting, like, I can't intuit what this one is. I can usually guess pretty closely to how I'm supposed to say a thing. But when I hit @ and then I start typing the name shows up in YouTube chat, so that says you're lurking. And that makes it extra frustrating that I don't know how to say your name properly. GXC RAKE, GXC Rake, or GX Crake, whatever it is. Your turn. It's your turn. You got to say something. Anton, I was making a statement with that particular GPU, okay? For a purpose. Because, I mean, in lower end GPUs, you can generally benefit from the side things that you get with an NVIDIA card, even if it's not as good a deal when it comes to frames per dollar. The NVIDIA suite of software is nice, okay? NVIDIA Broadcast, DLSS 3, all those things, they are advanced beyond what AMD has. Like the audio filtering for NVIDIA Broadcast, removing backgrounds, all that stuff is just baked right in. For streamers, that can be awesome, okay? It's like a one-stop shop for a lot of cool streaming stuff. NVIDIA made a point of that, and that has echoed throughout the market for a lot of people interested in streaming. Peyton Hill says your insight sold me on filling out the form. Been saving for a while. Very cool. Did you fill out the form? I don't see Peyton Hill on the list here. Please tell me the name is different so that I can roast you on that, because it has specific instructions on the name in the question of what is your Twitch or YouTube handle. That'd be great. I could use that right now. The Omega 2 case has a cool disco ball kind of vibe. I don't know. I mean, I guess sort of. I feel like, honestly, it's just a cool looking case in general. because it breaks from the norm when it comes to front mesh, front intake, top rear exhaust kind of things. It does break from the norm there, and I think that's cool. I think the front has a really cool look to it when you see it like this. It's almost like, I don't know, like if you, it looks like as if you zoomed out, there would be some kind of picture forming there or something. It should be the same. Maybe you entered your form earlier. Oh, it just entered now. Okay, it just got in there. Well, we have a little less than an hour. And Geo is here. Mystic Titan didn't sound off. Let me see. Not there. Ah, that's why it wasn't showing up. Well, I mean, you can lead a horse to water, or a stream chat, I suppose, is the horse in this story. But you can't make them click submit to the forum to get it on the list. That's the best I got, because I've never run into. I don't think I've run into that one before. I have had people say, "I filled it out. Why isn't it in there? I'll just do it again. No problem." And I feel like maybe they just closed the window because they thought they were done when they answered the last question. All right, Geo, looks like we're skipping to you here. Okay. I know you're ready because you were like, I'm here. So, gaming, pro gaming / esports. It says you don't know for your resolution. Well, if you're doing pro gaming / esports stuff, that's usually going to be 1080p. That seems like, wait, that's an older resolution, right? That's like the low. Yes, it's a lower resolution, meaning higher frame rates, because frames win games. And you're looking to get it within 2 weeks in the United States. What is the actual max budget for the system? I have a G6 Odyssey monitor right now. What? Right there. Okay. Is there only one resolution for that? Oh, okay. 360 hertz is a lot. And that is a... Well, it doesn't list the resolutions. It's probably 1080p. Right? No? Oh, it's OLED. Is this an OLED monitor? OLED. Okay. Is it the OLED one? Okay. 360 hertz OLED. That's crazy. All right. Well, not that crazy these days, honestly. But it doesn't list the resolution right off the bat. That tells me it is probably... Wow. That's dumb. Like, I was scrolling through that and it just doesn't have it. I see all specs. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm looking at this, by the way. Okay, and I just got this pop-up, which is the best. Great, thank you. Oh, it's 1440. Dude, this monitor's sick. Okay. I mean, here's the thing. You do need a hell of a system to run this at 1440p, 360 hertz, depending on the kind of games you're playing. But if you're playing esports or competitive titles, a lot of those can run on lower spec systems, so they get crazy frame rates with higher spec systems, and $3,000 is a solid budget. 240 hertz refresh rate? Hold on. Okay, so it's not the OLED G6, I guess. Either way, whatever. I know the resolution now. That's all I needed to know, and that's what was supposed to go. Well, you put that here. That's what was. No, you didn't put it here. That's what's supposed to go there. Is that 1440p thing you just said? Okay. So apparently you did know. Well, that was a well-spent 7 minutes of my time. Okay, cool. Remember, guys, it does say if you don't follow the instructions in the forum, then you get roasted. That's part of something you agreed to. But I'm not mean about it. It's because I care. It's because I care. Okay. Anyway. So you want a system in black. You do want the ability to upgrade the CPU down the line, which is good. You want it pre-built within 2 weeks. Some SIs can do custom options within 2 weeks, but that could also still mean something pre-configured and ready to go. You're just doing gaming and pro gaming esports. I mean, it's still gaming. Which means you don't need a ton of USB ports on there, anything like that. You need your mouse, keyboard, headset, stuff like that. That's it, the basics. I love how you're like, you see, it combines a 1440p resolution with a 240 hertz refresh rate. But when it was the resolution question, you're like, I don't know. It's good. Okay. This is okay. Yeah. Maybe. But now, see, if you want it for esports, you do want to overspec, and that's going to be the value that's going to go into the warranty, things like that, which is great. But how long does this one take? What's the estimated ship date? 7/16/2024, and we're on the 9th. Ships in 1 week. Probably takes like 4 or 5 days to get there. That's within 2 weeks. Okay, cool. Well, we could do one of these. So here's a fun thing. iBuyPower is the official PC of VCT Americas. How about that for esports? Okay, so we'll do one of these custom systems here, but I'm going to change it up here. All right. Sure, it is on the list here. And not every SI has that, so lucky you, I chose iBuyPower. They do have the King.
Bingo rant about SI configurator build form, roasting snack time, purple shirt, and lastly, hydrate time.
Is it? Okay. I mean, that's not usually the way you do a hydrate, but I'll take it. I think I prefer that way. Oh, I get it. You're calling bingo. Sorry. It's just Zap does it so slowly, I lost the context. But that's just Zap branding for you. But yeah, you got a Y70 case. There you go. That's what you wanted. 7800X3D on deck. There you go. AIO 360 millimeter. We'll go with the faster memory here with the DDR5 6000. There you go. Now the GPU. If you're going for max frames per second for the dollar, it's going to be AMD Radeon. That's generally going to be your better option. And the 7900 XTX can get you up to 4K gaming easily, but when 1440p, you're going to get closer to the actual frame rate that you're wanting. It's the most powerful GPU AMD makes, and the difference in price between that and a 4080 is about a 4080 Super is like $200 or $100, and it's faster. Just turn off ray tracing. Any ray tracing, turn it off. You don't need that for esports, competitive gaming. You don't need that. You turn off things like ray tracing to get the most frames per second. So, yeah, power supply. Yes, I know that's the problem. I got you. 1,000 watts of. Oh, this is one thing that gets to me is that they change what's available here. But you can get a 1050 watt Enermax Revolution DF. This is also a well-rated power supply with integrated PCIe Gen 5. There we go. Now it's not yelling anymore. Motherboard, I'm still going to change it to my favorite one here, the MSI X670E Gaming Plus Wi-Fi for $19. You're going from a B650 to X670E for $19 with tons more I/O, room for 4 M.2 drives. Cool aesthetics that's going to pop in there, which is really nice. There you go. Storage, 2 terabyte. Western Digital, free upgrade to 2 terabytes. I don't think I feel okay changing that. I want to leave that. And the performance I got on the SN580, have no doubt, it was really good. It was really good. It was a gigabyte per second, essentially, but consistent. Consistency was key there. Like it was like a solid ridge of when you're seeing the whatever. Anyways, performs better than you might think, and 2 terabytes is really nice. Jumping up to a Kingston Fury Renegade 2 terabyte would add $144, and we are running out of space on the budget here, but we do have it. We do have that in the budget to do that. So I'll send you the build, and you can choose whether you want to do that. But right now, there's a free upgrade from the 1 terabyte drive to the 2 terabyte drive, and that's probably what I would do because that's free real estate. You can add storage. It's one of the easiest things to do for your system. Okay, well, it's not going to be on the 1 terabyte because it's a free upgrade to a 2 terabyte. Is that okay? It's free 95. Why wouldn't you do it? Speaking of free 95, there's also a free t-shirt. You can pick your size. Free desk mat. There you go. And, oh, they're working with Fi-Fine. That's cool. Anyway, that's $27.37. That was quick. Peyton Hill, stick around because the other 2 people did not respond, so you might be the last person tonight. So don't go nowhere. Yeah, this is a complete system. It is maxed out completely on the AMD side with the 7800X 3D and the 7900 XTX. You cannot buy better gaming hardware from AMD right now, period. So what we'll do is I will save the build for you and send you the link. Is that accurate? 530 FPS at 1440p? You can easily ruin that yourself. Have a couple Chrome tabs open. Never like clean your PC, do anything like that. Like just run it for a few, like whatever. You can mess up your own FPS numbers. You can max out your settings to ultra in the game, and that right there can tank your FPS. It really just depends. I don't go by FPS numbers because it's so easy to mess them up when you get once you're using your PC. Also, I don't know which title you're talking about. Which title was it? Yeah, 530. 530. Did I do something wrong? 530 FPS. Did you mean 350 on Fortnite? There's 435 on Valorant. Oh, 1440p. Yeah, nothing has 530 FPS on 1440p. Okay, I'm not sure where you got that. 405 on Valorant. Yeah, Valorant's not super difficult to run. So, I don't know. I am circling the drain, man. My brain is just melting. It's out on the last screen. Okay. 530 at 1440p in Valorant. I don't know. I don't take these as a guarantee. I promise you, I will guarantee you one thing. There's going to be some fine print around here saying that these are estimates. Okay. And not anything that you can quote or whatever. 250. Nice. League of Legends 195. Let's go back to what was it? Valorant. Still says 530, but in this it doesn't say 530. Just don't use FPS as a gauge. It's not. It's too fickle. It's too easy to mess that number up. Okay. Don't use that as a gauge as to whether you should buy something or not, because that is in your hands. Yeah, it can run 4K, yes. But I mean, it's not going to run 4K on a 1440p monitor. You would want a 4K monitor for that. The only thing is, if you turn on ray tracing, you are going to have it run slower than like a 4080 Super would, okay? What the heck? I lost my place. There we go. never marked this one, so that's what helps me keep track of stuff. That's why I should be doing it. I'll copy that, toss it over here, then I'll put it in the green that it should be because we're done. Oh, hold on. Don't go anywhere. Geo, we forgot something. I totally forgot to mention the most important thing. You get 5% off this price with my code. It's a steep discount on something that's $2,700. Let's see what that comes out to, okay? Here's the code. Braythorn 6, all right? We add to cart. It should be adding. Are you good? It's so funny that it took you to iBuyPower and you're like, I'd like the Y70. I'm like, cool. That's their like sub-brand. Height is their sub-brand. That's their cases. We're just not gonna add that to, that's cool. Okay. Oh, it's gonna, oh, one thing, the video card does ship uninstalled. You do need to install it yourself. It's exceedingly easy to do and they include instructions. You just need a screwdriver, okay? That's something they do to protect the GPU in shipping, protect the motherboard in shipping, protect the internal components in shipping. You would not believe what sometimes has happened now and then with shipping companies mishandling these. So they do that for safety, and it should then have a, much better chance of arriving safely. I'm not trying to scare you. Most systems never have that kind of issue. But look at that. It brought it down to $25.82. It took off $135 just by typing in some letters and numbers. So that's a cheat code right there. Where can I find the link? I posted it for you. It's right up there. It's right in the chat. In the chat there. Did we miss that? Do you have any videos installing a GPU? Yes, I do. It's how to set up your new gaming PC. Posted in December because so many people were getting them as gifts, I guess. But yes, I have something, and it even shows you how to install your GPU. Yeah. But they give you instructions too. So they give you a PDF. That's all you need. No problem. All right. You got it. So one last call here real quick for GX Crake or GXC Rake. And for the Mystic Titan, y'all are both lurking in YouTube chat. You could say hi and then get your free help or come back on Thursday. Vid76, it is code Braythorn6. And what that discount is, it is 5% off of custom systems or easy builder systems that are, I think, over $9.99. All of my coupon codes for all the different SIs that I have them with are in the coupon codes channel of the Discord, which is linked in the description of the YouTube stream. You can join. And here for chat, you can look in the panels and find it, but I'll also drop it in chat right there. There you go. Crash, you know I'm going to talk about it. You can't shut me up about this stuff. Just come back on Thursday. I'll let you know. Very confused buying PC. Saw a couple of your videos. Help me understand. So thanks. No problem. Whoa. Hold on. I misspelled my own name. Wow. That's not a first, honestly. It's kind of fun to type. But I misspelled my own name in YouTube chat. That's great. We're just going to go ahead and remove that one. You guys redact your messages all the time in YouTube chat. You're going to excuse me doing it now. That's what's happening. Okay, no GXC Rake and no Mystic Titan. So Peyton Hill, it's your turn. Unless Peyton got annoyed and left in that short time. Nope, you're still here. Just say hi and let me know you're here. If anything, guys, be sure to refresh the stream now and then to make sure you're caught up as much as possible. There is lag and all that because I'm streaming in 4K for y'all for both Twitch and YouTube now, which is super cool. Love that. I might not even need the multi-streaming thing. No, I will. Oh man, how am I going to do it? Am I going to do YouTube on the external one? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works. Okay, cool. So, Peyton, I need you to give me the actual max budget for the system because this just says that this option just says 4,000 or more. Let's do this. There we go. Now I'm not going crazy. You can go fully custom because you can wait a full month for it. Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys the reminder again. I talked about this a little earlier in stream, and I've talked about it in every stream this month and last month. On the 31st of this month, 31st of July, AMD is launching 9000 series Ryzen processors. So if you're saying like, yes, I plan on upgrading my CPU over time, then you might want to hold off for that, okay? We're talking about like 2.5 weeks from now. They're dropping the new CPUs. God, it is. We're done with like we're already almost a third through July. This 2024. Like, did it even happen? Okay, that's a lot. And you're cool with getting it now, even though the new AMD CPUs are coming out. The 9000 series are coming out on the 31st. What that will mean is if you don't need to have the latest and greatest things, or you don't want to deal with any early adopter woes by getting 9000 series that might have a few blips or a few issues with BIOS or whatever, because they're just coming to market, you can get a discount on 7000 series processors, or you can get that latest one, deal with some early adopter woes, but have the newest, probably top performing consumer desktop CPUs on the market. Other than for gaming, because they're not coming out with an X3D CPU. But for your system, you're doing gaming, streaming, content creation / video editing, and coding / game design. And I get the feeling that the 9950X is going to be pretty crazy for all of those things. Okay, Peyton, if you want, come on back then. Not really much reason to do the build now because we have no idea what pricing is going to be like. I mean, 6,000, that is a lot, but you'll stay on the list. And because there's going to be a few streams between here and there, when you come back, it's likely that you're going to be the first person helped. But if you are willing to wait for that, that's probably the smarter thing to do, especially when you're making like a huge investment like that. I am going to go ahead and update your budget here to that 6,000. There we go. And I'm going to change the color here to a darker... maybe I should start going with purple for these so that I know who's waiting. And I think... Ascension Silvers were waiting for that too, but I don't know if they left or not. They were wanting my opinion on the system, but I believe they had told me they were going to wait for that launch. I guess they couldn't wait anymore. I don't know, actually. I don't remember what happened there. Plan to get the discount on the older. Okay, all right. Well, like that's the thing is whatever I show you now could be out. If it's a couple of weeks from now, it could be all out of stock. I have had people come in and say, hey, the thing that you helped me with is out of stock. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, you know what to find. You know what specs to get. Find another system that's similar to that. Because there's other people who haven't gotten any help yet. And that's frustrating, I know. But I would rather just do it fresh right when that stuff comes out. And you're not going to buy anything till then anyway. There's a lot can change in a couple of weeks when you're in launch season like this. But yeah, I know it's still 30 minutes till ending, but I seriously in the last 48 hours I've gotten like 2 hours of sleep and I've driven like 12 hours. I'm so exhausted right now. I just need to vegetate for a while. I need to ruminate. I'm just like I'm talking and then I forget what I was saying 20 seconds ago. And then I'm like, where am I? Who are you? What's a computer? There's an ad break too. Crash. Totally unbiased, right? Okay, cool. All right. It's going to be best if it's around the time that you buy it. Yeah, I can't really... I ain't got it anymore, guys. I'm kind of just needing to eat something. I need to eat something because I haven't really eaten anything today. Well, I snacked. Like I had these things. Y'all saw me eat the licorice things. Like that was cool. It was great, right? You were there. Your code covers like 80% of the text. That's awesome. Not bad, right? And then what is it? Free shipping or something? And you were under budget. Sounds like maybe second monitor. It's like that. Like, here's the thing. If you give me your max budget, it doesn't mean I'm going to spend all of that in recommendation. You don't have to. But yeah, let me real quick. Let me find somebody to raid, because y'all seem like you're still good to go, and take that. Let's take that energy to somebody who can utilize it, because I can't. So I'm just here spinning my wheels, and I've been doing that for 12 hours already. I'm done spinning my wheels. So you get it because of driving. Okay. Who have we got? Who's streaming? Okay. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. So let's do that. We're going to raid a friend of the channel. And a friend of the channel, too. Also a friend of the channel. Let's do that. Everybody jump in. We're going raiding. Sounds like an upgrade on the keyboard and mouse. There you go. Either way, thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and bearing with me as I was sifting through the exhaustion and just like trying to find my way to good recommendations. And thank you as always for your trust and your support. And there we go. And let's go and raid Blondie But Geeky. Dirt Shooters, thank you for the prime sub. 17 months. Good Lord. All right, guys. Well, I will see you guys on Thursday. I'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go. But that raid is happening soon, so I will catch y'all on the next one. And until then, take care.
Let's go!